All right, my friends, welcome back to the Swain Baddy League Championship. On the left side, our one seed on bye straight to the finals, high expectations. On the right, our winner from last week, our dominating winner from last week, back united with their full starting roster, including Tank Axe, the second-seeded Flex Panther. I'm AJ0, and I am here with Commissioner Thrifty Senpai and Comrade Eliminated so he could get on the microphone my way. Gentlemen, are you ready for the SPL Finals? Thunder's already taken 3 bans. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, welcome to the SPL Finals. Here's 3 bans.
You guys know how many bans Thunder ate last week? 11. 11 bans in 4 games is what Thunder was proud with last week. There were so many bans on Kled. There were so many bans on Poppy. And a bunch of prio picks coming through. These teams know what they're at.
Yeah,
Darwin goes straight to Master Splinter, and this Dinger Caitlyn. We're blowing through traps here.
Yeah,
this Dinger Caitlyn was core part of their last week games.
Yeah, both of those picks were 100% presence in the series last week. Dinger was picked twice, then banned twice. Caitlyn was prioed by both AD carries. It was one of the contested first or second picks in every game. Caitlyn is one of the picks I'm really curious to watch in this series because I think Flex Panthers settled in on this as a really core pick. And Mr. Tuesday has not played Caitlyn at all this season. I'm not sure if that's in his wheelhouse. You want to say that everyone can play Caitlyn, but...
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting thing. Like, the thing is that, like, with Caitlyn, it's like, sure, she is like a pretty straightforward, like, right-click auto attack carry, but there's a lot of, like, at least in lane, there's a lot of nuance to being able to utilize the fact that she just does have that longer auto range, right? And then there's like some important things. So it's like some people do just not play her, like, and like some people that don't play her a lot, like they can pick her and they'll do fine, but they don't leverage the champion close to its full potential.
And I feel like especially this Caitlyn Dinger together just eliminates bottom lane as a factor.
Oh, it's impossible to get prio against it,
and
which is huge against this high expectations team.
I mean, they're running Jarvan and Shen. Like, you pick those champs to pressure bot lane. You want to get your Jinx rolling. And I'm curious to see how this lane goes, because I think Dinger will kind of knowledge check you if you're probably not seeing this in your average solo queue game. Sure, you've probably played against it, but like this Dinger Caitlyn, I'm not sure you can create a bot lane that has more pressure on the wave than those 2 champs together.
What was this ban here?
We
got a Trundle ban against Tank Axe, but
there's
Thunder also
Thunder,
plays it in the top lane. So I guess multiple, right. And I think Thunder also might play some Maokai. Not entirely
sure. I think a lot of fear, deservingly, on Thunder. You know, we don't have an MVP this season. We didn't do awards, but Thunder is on the very short list of players that would have been in the running for it, and had a phenomenal series last week. A huge part of why his team's in the finals, despite playing with Salvo in the jungle.
I mean, yeah, Salvo, the thing is, like, Salvo, Sejuani one trick, but he showed up and he did some solid work on the Sejuani, and, like, he was exactly what his team needed for this trip to the finals. And Choban, to go out, that's like 4.5 bans at Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna count that as 5. I think the Trundle, they probably think it would be good into the Shen. They don't want to deal with it, and that might be a defining piece of this series.
Warwick?
Wang, tell me, where's this going? What is this doing?
That's jungle. That's jungle
no.
Warwick. Yeah, it is.
Think so?
Tank Axe plays a bunch of jungle Warwick. That's like it's been like one of his most common picks in solo queue from scouting it out.
Yeah, but we've never seen Maokai top out of Thunder. Like, I've definitely scouted Thunder and played with Thunder.
Yeah, and he just interesting. I mean, has Tank Axe played a lot of Maokai?
I think he's played some. Oh my god! Now I gotta GG this guy just to like.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah, we're getting crazy spicy here.
I know it's not something we've seen much of in the regular season, at least.
Yeah, there's no Maokai in the history of like the last 30 days.
I have to say, I absolutely love the Aurelion Soul pick here. Out of for Bestus. Blab traditionally plays very, very passive farm lanes, poke mages. We've seen him pull out the Fizz against Phoenix, but I'm curious to see what he does against other players, because Blab traditionally plays significantly more aggressive against Phoenix than all the other mid laners here.
Yeah, I think game one. Oh,
yeah.
Lock it in, baby.
I mean, this is an atrocious match. Like, this is like one of the worst matchups for Aurelion Sol.
This was a bad matchup when Aurelion Sol had win rates high against everybody. There were only 2 champions that countered Aurelion Sol at the time, and it was Yone and then Fizz, and Fizz was the worst one.
Oh, yeah, by like a large margin. So I am super curious. That is going to be so important to see how this looks up in this matchup. Because if he's able to play the Fizz like he did against Phoenix, then there's no worries, right? He's fine. But like if they expose this to the flaw, all of a sudden now like they can just push this Aurelion Sol as a prio ban for the rest of the fucking series.
Yeah, and I love doing this in game one, where it's like, if you know what's the worst case scenario? You run it down with Fizz. Okay, it was game one. We tried something, it didn't work. Darn.
For something that could make or break a series as well.
Yeah,
like
for something, it would change the series up so much if this has to be respected. And I think Blab was fucking phenomenal last week. I think you can be this player. Like, this is it, man. Prove it. Like, you should believe in yourself, especially after last week. And I'm really happy to see Blab willing to take that chance.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a total, like, legitimately, like, depending on how this game goes, like, this could be like a total, like, reevaluation of him as a player for a bunch of people.
Yeah, I think this team is super good. Cal with an interesting point here about hating the Rakan. I was kind of thinking that as well, that I did not love it at that point in the draft. And I think it's something I'm kind of keeping my eye on here as this series goes along. 30 has only played 3 champs. Nautilus, Rakan, and Annie. Annie was taken off the table there, so it was going to be Nautilus or Rakan. I don't expect 30 is going to be pinched, and I'm going to be shocked if he busts out something new. So I think he's going to be forcing those 2 picks a lot. And Nautilus, like, in Dinger, Caitlyn.
I think that was a huge part of the play right here. Like, they banned the Annie, and they're like, cool, he's going to play Nautilus. Like, I think that was a heads-up play from them. They ban it, they go, cool, he's going to be on Nautilus, Rakan.
And then puts him in, puts him into Dinger.
Yeah, puts him into Dinger. Like, and you don't want either of those into Dinger.
Where that could force them to start picking 30's champ earlier in the series. It was, in first 3, not 4 or 5, because obviously that Annie was a second round ban. So, man, there is like so much potential draft depth in this series. I really can't wait to see how this unfolds. So speaking of the series as a whole, while we have a second here to take a step back, because we won't for very long, it's the finals after all. I spent a lot of prep work on this series, the most I've done for anything all season long. And I'm just curious, I know I was talking to you guys briefly about this before the stream went live, but if there's any like core storylines that you're watching as we head into this series as a whole that you're kind of on the watch for. And I think the one that really comes front of mind to me, I think this is the most normal finals since we brought the SBL back, where I truly think it's 2 really good teams. One team that was good all season long with literal high expectations placed on them. Another team with it's just a bunch of really good players, all playing the best league they've ever played, peaking at the right time. Like, I feel like 2 really strong teams made it to the finals, and this feels reminiscent of some of the best finals we've ever had in the SBL back in the prime. And I don't think we've had that yet since the SBL came back. I think there have been heavy favorites every season. And so I think that's a big part of why my excitement is just so high for this series.
Yeah, I mean, that's not to say we haven't had some really banger series after, like, looking back on the fact, like, after seeing them play in the new era SBL. But expectations coming into a match, nothing like this, right, where it's just 2 teams that are like head to head, like really easily could see possible wins for both of these teams. And the really awesome thing as well about this is that, like, there is the ability, like, there's some awesome storylines outside of this. Like, both of these teams have some huge things they can pull off with, like, in terms of, like, SBL, like, lore-wise. Like, this is 30's chance to get an SBL title. This is Salvo's chance to get an SBL title.
I mean, yeah, there are 3 iconic SBL players that have never won, and one of them is guaranteed to get knocked off here. And whether that's 30, who's literally playing in this series, or Salvo, like it's still gonna count. Like, it's not nothing. Salvo, we all thought he was going to get rolled through last week. He was going to run it down in his off-roll jungle, and he was going to be the reason his team didn't make the finals. He showed up. He played well. He got his team here. It's really reminiscent of, like, those old athletes who can't do, who are, like, superstars at one point that just aren't at the same, place athletically in their older age. Just having, like, that one big game or that one big series late in their career. I think, if Flex Panther wins this, Salvo does get to hold his head high as a piece of it.
Oh, yeah. There are times, like, we've had sub players that have just ruined teams, right? And that's just in, like, a game or, like, just situations like that where it did not work. Like, he needed to show up. His team did not win if he did not perform last week. Like,
I got a question for you guys, especially looking at Flex Panther. Even though that they aren't the high expectations, how many of these team members do you think are going to be looked at as the best in their role coming out of this if they win this series?
I think 2.
You think at least 2?
I think 2.
2 with a really outside chance of a third.
How many players on high expectations do you think are currently the best in their role?
1.
Somewhere between 1 and 3.
1. Yeah, between 1 and 3.
All right,
that's reasonable. Yeah.
My gut tells me that Splinter and Tuesday are the best in the league at their role, and Thunder and Tree are the best in
the league at their role. Yep.
I think I feel pretty good about that one. Mid, I think these two. With the dominant finals, I think one of these two could seize it, but I think they're both behind Thrifty right now.
The bestest one has 45 KDA on the Gragas. Those are some numbers.
I mean,
it depends. Isn't the game about numbers, though?
It really isn't, and it's like one of those things where it's like it's also depending like where you're talking about. Are you talking about like when you say best in the role? Obviously, I'm going to be very biased here, for the mid lane. But, like, what are you thinking? Like, are you talking about had the best season? Or are you talking about, like, literally the best performing? Because I think for a lot of those roles, those are the same thing, right? But I think in some of these other positions, like, I think, like, Respect is still probably, like, the best mechanically played AD carry, but I think Mr. Tuesday is very likely has the best season, without a doubt.
Interesting.
I don't know how.
A lot of things to think about.
There's
after
a lot
this.
of things about there. Yeah.
I just wanted to put that out into the world. And,
because the way I want to look at this is like, because if you want to say that, because Respect went for like $8 almost, right? Would you spend, and you say, hey, Mr. Tuesday was the best AD carry in the league. Would you think a draft is salvageable with Mr. Tuesday at $7 next season?
All right, well, we
enough for that.
Because Master Splinter's coming in, forces the flash out of the dinger. But now, what did we say? How hard is it to gank this combo? 30 and Splinter tucking their tails, running for their lives. And Lazy goes for the flash forward, barely doesn't get the kill.
Wow. And with that Warwick on their team, they know exactly where Master Splinter is.
That sets them up for this gank in the mid lane. They're going to put some good damage into the Aurelion. And now, careful, Tank and
Tank level 4, though. They got levels on
this. The Fizz is jumping in. Splinter's taking damage. Splinter's flashing. He's burning. He should walk out with a sliver of health here. But talk about being on the back foot, high expectations.
Yeah, I mean, that gank, like, sure, they got Tree's flash, but the amount of damage that was dealt there, like, still, it's just... Tuesday and 30 was on the back foot from even after the gank.
Yeah, now you see, I mean, they literally lost a plate because of the health disadvantage, and they're going to be getting hard pressured here. They know Splinter's basing. This could I mean, this could snowball into something really big, really fast for this team. And oh my god, a Tuesday! Oh!
The Ares so close to hitting the Jinx.
And the thing I'm curious to watch for is if this bot lane gets rolling really hard for Tree and Lazy, we know that High Expectations likes to sack top lane. They do not. It's Shen. They're going to play it to the meanest of levels here. This lane is going really well for Dan right now, but will that keep up, or will High Expectations just be getting caved on both sides of the map? Because that becomes untenable super fast.
Yeah, and Aurelion Sol is not a mid laner to bail your team out of that early. This champion really, like, he's not KO levels of worthless pre-6 by any means, but, like, this is a champion that takes a lot of time to come online. And, like, if your side laner is getting caved in, like, it doesn't matter if Aurelion Sol is equal and, like, neutralizing the Fizz lane. Like, it just doesn't matter.
I do, real quick, want to shout out Dan while we're looking up. Actually, sorry, we should talk about Dragon. Dragon got taken. If you didn't hear it, folks, that's way bigger than me talking about CS at the top lane. Is Dan's going to take a turret shot? This actually... a massive caster curse. Dan, I wanted to give you your first compliments of the season.
No. This lane is in a real bad spot for Dan. I mean, this is like frozen right in the top.
It's gonna get spicy here.
And here we go. He's flashing it down to Splinter. Splinter, no flash available here. Thunder has no mana though, and Splinter, they're gonna maybe bank Thunder in here, but Tank Axe is doing a lot of damage. He's got to be careful though. I don't know if he can finish it. He's got to be careful not to green bad boy flashing on Tank Axe. You can't fight
good for Warwick.
I'm a fucking idiot. Shen's ulting from a few feet away from the shield. Tank Axe wants to mop up, and he will. Welcome to the garbage bin. But can Aurelion Sol come in and mop this up? Tank Axe committed too much. A 1-for-1. And we're not done because this is going to be diveable. A double kill, a flash to safety. And oh, man.
Yeah, a great roam out of the bestest one.
And that was exactly the kind of play that High Expectation. They needed to get something going their way early. And that's, you know, as nice as you can get in this 7-minute mark here. 2 kills on what will probably be your most important player to funnel gold onto.
Yeah, I mean, that or Tuesday on the Jinx, right? Both of those champions. If this game goes late, it feels very favored for High Expectations, cost-wise.
Yeah, 100%.
The question is, will they be able to make it there?
Yeah, how much did they lose in the meantime? I mean, they already took Flex Panther, already got the Dragon, gonna be setting up for that second one. That's a super fast Dragon taking comp with Fizz, Warwick, Dinger, Caitlyn, and I mean, like, they'll be able to easily fight around objectives. I think that they're gonna have to really maybe play around this top and mid lane a little bit more than they're used to.
Yeah, the focus of the map gets changed so greatly based off like the style of this kind of like the Dinger Caitlyn lane is just so good at warping the entire game around it.
Yeah, interesting enough, we're starting to see Thunder now with some stats. He is starting to get some much more favorable trades. You know, he's got a great freeze set up in the top lane. His Splinter's pathing towards the bot side most likely. I'm curious to see if we can start seeing Thunder take off with the CS lead here. You know, he's starting to accrue some after being down for the first 5 minutes.
Oh, it looks like he's trying to push that out. Probably go for that Rift Herald right here.
Yeah, it looks like what you're seeing to set up
area
there. Yeah, you saw Fizz pushing forward briefly into blue sides, blue jungle.
Oh man, the bad boy just taking these terrible trades.
Yeah, he walks back in, and now he's at about 20%. Splinter is here, but Warwick's not far.
He's just fishing, man. He's fishing for lumber.
Nice ult out of Thunder, but Demacia out of Splinter, and Warwick's coming towards, but I don't think Warwick gets there to do anything.
Yeah, I think... He got the Rift Herald to about 3/4 health before having the walk right off of it.
Yeah, but a successful gank here. And we find in... When SBL Bad Boy needed to stop up and Thunder's up top, 0-1 and 2, 0-2 Thunder. SBL Bad Boy putting in some work here.
I mean, if you tell me in a vacuum that a game's going to be at the 10-minute mark and those two tops are going to be even and Thunder's going to be down to death, I would say it's like that is a pretty dramatic shift in the win percentage for high expectations.
Yeah, that's that's exactly what high expectations wants to be seeing out of this top wave.
Oh, Warwick and Garvin look to be meeting each other.
Yeah, they want to dive the dragon.
Warwick picked up that Scuttle Crab.
Yeah,
So they will have vision for when their team goes for that.
There it is.
Wow. Yep, there's the shutdown. That was very greedy out of Bestis one. He wanted to get to that wave. And, I mean, we saw the CS lead was starting to build for Renai. Like, he was starting to leverage the fact that, like, Fizz does have all this pressure.
Yeah, and he's going to get the shutdown 150 out of that as well.
Yeah, Warwick will be able to easily pick up Rift Herald. And they should be able to transition over to Dragon too before this goes down.
Yeah, we see Master Splinter coming in for another gank onto this bot lane.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do much there. Lazy and Tree, they were really trying to greed for that second plate, but Splinter was just not quite close enough to do anything. Although 30 looks like he wants to flash for a play here. Watches Lazy steps up if these two go for it. Splinter's committing some good time here. And now Director Camera's going to take us back. We get the knockups on a Caitlyn. Caitlyn, beautiful flash out, heal for the move speed. Demacia is going to trap them both, though. And this is a kill for Master Splinter. Second kill on the Jarvan. And this is maybe Tree and Lazy. We talked about how hard this lane is to gank, but maybe they're playing this with a little too much confidence right now.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, I mean, yes, you still can do a lot. You can have a lot of pressure, but the turrets weren't set up, and Jarvan was able to, you know, they got the flash burn, and then Jarvan was able to dunk, and that just locks Caitlyn up. Like, you can't get out of that.
Yeah, man, it's still Rakan Jarvan, like, especially if they have flashes available.
Yeah, a beautiful sequencing from the CC from those two to make sure that there was just no chance for at least one of them to escape.
And good patience out of West there too, to not like blow the ults like the first seconds they were going for that, to like wait for some flashes to get blown, you know, go for the knockups on the tail end to get that damage down. You know, he's already got his Gore Drinker nice and early here. He is going to be putting a lot of pressure out this game.
Yeah, I mean, off screen though, Tank got that Herald. They're gonna try and see if they can pick up a tower here potentially.
Yeah, and with all that damage into Tuesday, I think that is going to be it. Splinter is coming towards.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot while on those plates.
Yeah, unfortunately, they were just not able to get as much damage as they expected before that Herald charge came through, and that last plate is incredibly difficult to get.
Yeah, Renai popping the proto belt, but not committing. Did he get his vision to Jarvan there, or was that just good intuition on the fish?
That's just, I mean, that's like just standard. That's a standard pretty like Fizz play pattern here. Like you can just proto belt aggressively because the cooldown on it is so short. So you know, you proto belt, you get some dash, you dash in, proto belt, do a little damage, flop out, get their health down to like 70%, and then now you go fishing with the shark. You hit a shark, and it's a guaranteed kill pretty much.
And forcing Aurelion Soul to go Crown. Wow. There are not too many Aurelion Souls that have to do that right now.
Crown's actually one of his better win rate items.
Is it?
Yeah.
I know for a while, and I don't know if that is still true right now, but because I think Crown received some changes that I can't quite remember.
Renai, though, coming in for a beautiful gank. Tuesday's already flashed. You have no way out, little Jinx. Cry some more for your sister. No one can save you from that one. That's going to be a fifth plate going over to Flex Panther.
Just quick, my thought: the amount of effective health on Shattered Queen is not the same amount of effective health that is on Roa.
Don't forget that time because Splinter flashing forward, gonna flash for flash there with Tank Axe. We got
quite a few ults spent as well. Aurelion Soul and Jarvan ults burnt. So SBL Bad Boy Master Splinter looking for trouble.
As we enter into this mid game here, it's about just shy of a 3,000 gold lead for Flex Panther. But You know, a lot of that gold kind of more spread here. I guess I should probably look at the numbers. A lot of that on Lazy, a lot of it on Blab.
Oh, interesting. Blab uses the Proto Belt too.
I don't think Bad Boy has a chance to get another one.
No, but he is.
And now Splinter's there if he wants anything, but Fizz is also coming. I think they could threaten to dive here if they can interrupt his back.
And Warwick knows right where he is with the Warwick passive. As long as he's communicating that to his team, he is the only person that can see the low health targets, but he can relay that information.
Yeah, and as we're pulling in 15 minutes in here, 2K goal lead for Flex Panther. Down on kills, but some small CS lead in the middle, and a full 5-point tower in the bot lane.
Yeah, Renai.
I really love this trade pattern out of Renai.
Yeah.
Actually, with the Proto Belt, it allows him to just negate the Shattered Queen.
Yep.
And so he can get full damage on his next trade.
Well, there it is. Feeding time coming through, pop up. He's just going to put some damage in here, but just make sure that Soul is feeling the pressure.
That
trying
was
to bait him in to the dinger. And Heimer, ding, ding, dong. Caitlyn from downtown, what are you flashing for? To save your life? No, it's not. It is a 1-for-1 though. His Splitter comes against his third, forces a flash on a treatment. Now Thunder is here. So many bodies. Shen is teleporting in. He might be a little late here. A nice ult on the Maokai. Splitter does not make it out. Shen gets in the middle of this, and some beautiful choppers from the Jinx, flash forward on a Thunder. They're putting this pressure on the Tuesday. He is feeling it. Lazy flashing forward is now, the lines are kind of split here. Everyone will walk out. A 1-for-2 in favor of Flex Panther.
Yeah, and then the Dragon as well. Dragon's coming up, just spawns right now, right after the one fight.
And there's no way that High Expectations can contest this in any way.
No, not with Splinter dead.
Yeah.
Toss a lucky Jinx rocket. What will we get? Nothing.
Red team has slain the dragon. That's what we got.
Yeah, Twitch chat pointed out, Flash is down on Aurelion Soul for right now. That's a pretty big summoner on the side of High Expectations. Especially when you're up against this Maokai Fizz comp.
Yeah, we do see they do want to maybe pressure this. Fizz has ult, feeding time coming through on the Splinter. Gonna try to disrupt the everything, but 30 is here. This is not ideal. Tankax bit off way more than Salva would have there. He's gonna take his second death of the game for no reason.
You mentioning Salva, that makes me think of, now how beautiful of a timeline is it? Flex Panther goes down 0-2. Tankax just not having his night. They bust out Salvo. He comes in from the top shelf.
And they go 0-3. It'd be fucking hilarious. I agree. Beautiful Shelly in the mid lane here. Gonna put some good pressure on this T1. His tree's taking a lot of damage from Soul.
Yeah, I mean, this Soul is... He's online now. Like, this champ is like... He's obviously only going to get stronger from here, but like... The Aurelion Soul is really gonna do some work at this point now.
Then at 124 stacks for those wanting to count at home.
I do like both of these teams are kind of, you know, playing some lane pressure here. No one's going just full NA ram down the mid lane. They're just kind of waiting for chances to find picks, and that's kind of what I expect to be the story of this mid game. Just really Splitter and Renai, like who can make plays to accelerate the state of this game a bit.
The really interesting thing here is just like the fact that like we're 19 minutes in and like that bot tower went down early, but like there's nothing of it since then.
Oh yeah, just in case. They're gonna get a beautiful catch onto Renai there. Fizz is always feel invincible. But with the E down, you are not. Good read out a Splinter there. And I was just going to say, this mid game might come down to which of these two playmaking champs can make more plays. And that's not another win for the Splinter.
Yeah, another win picked up for Master Splinter here. As like, this gold lead is staying, like it's gotten a little smaller, but it's like staying pretty steady. And I think High Expectations is probably feeling very comfy at this point.
I think with where the gold is, like, they probably feel like they're ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, they're down the dragon, but like, I imagine that this highest position feels like pretty solid here. Their gold's on the right spots. It's on Master Splinter and Hephaestus one here.
Yeah, because you know Tuesday, like, he's gonna come online eventually. Like,
yeah. Mr. Tuesday will have his time when it comes to beat his time.
he's not like, you know, gone. Gotta get rolling early. Trying to make a funnier joke there. Nothing came to me. It was really sad.
You know, you miss 100% of the shots.
That's true. And they pay shooters to shoot, baby. So we've got a minute 20 till this dragon comes up as Warwick is thinking of a recall. I'm really curious to see, as there is more and more pressure being focused in this mid lane, which of these mid-tier ones goes down first, because I think that's going to do a lot to open the map up. And there should be a little more fear of Splitter, who has been like coming over that wall on cooldown.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really important, like, being able to get that prio set up early, because this next dragon that's in less than a minute,
Warwick, you can't go topside,
is gonna make a very big set of, like, pace for the game, because like, if Flex Panther picks this dragon up, that's it for souls, right? Like they're on soul point, and that is just something high expectations is gonna have to be conscious of for the rest of this game. Like, they will have at least a shot at soul. They will almost surely have 2 shots at soul with the way this game's been going pace-wise.
You can tell this game. This is tense ass League of Legends. This is the kind of game. Well, maybe we don't have a chance here. Is they're gonna force the E out of Renai. Good control of the pit area here. As don't show us top lane camera.
Yeah, high expectations is going to pick up the mid lane tower here. Caitlyn, meanwhile, getting prio here, but.
And a nice early teleport out of Thunder, which means they're gonna force Shen to answer with an ult. Flex Panther is forcing the issue. Is this Maokai ult coming from real far downtown? So is the Fish. But these are just zoning ults. They didn't start doing great. In the meantime, Splinter knows. Splinter is going in. They pump so much damage they get a kill on the Tank. And now Splinter free reign to go forward. Drake in the gore. Bad Boy is in the back line. And Flex Panther is being melted apart. An absolute disaster of a fight. They're lucky to have only lost 3 so far. Aurelion Sol gonna add insult to injury. 1 per 4. Dragon secured. The expectations were high for a reason.
Are they able to go to Baron after this? Death timers are long.
They have Jinx. No, Jinx, don't go that way. Don't go that way, Jinx. This is why your sister left you.
But yeah, oh my goodness, this is an absolutely dominant fight, and like, all of a sudden, momentum just flipped on this game.
It was so crazy at that dragon fight. If we back up, I know we don't have the replay system, but we go back.
Oh, we don't have time because Renai wants to see if he can get a catch on a Splinter here. He's putting good damage on Splinter, EQing out, but Tank Axe here, Tree here, and that Warwick is running fast. That is a paper-thin Shen going down to Renai. 5-2-0 on the Fizz. And just when you think some control has been grabbed, momentum has to bounce back.
I mean, Fizz and Warwick are the only 2 people with kills sitting on Flex Panther.
Yeah.
Like, this is still in some scary gold position.
And Aurelion, this is so weird to see like an 18-kill game where all of the kills are on 2 players on each team.
Yeah, very rare you see that. I also have to say how much I fucking hate this Warwick build. Like, going the Tiamat into Bork in a 5v5 scenario is so much scarier than doing this in solo queue.
He's so squishy. He clears fast, but he's so squishy.
Yeah, we might have a little bit of a race scenario here if these teams want to commit to it. There's a huge wave here as well as a Jinx. I don't see any reason why high expectations wouldn't push to tier 2. And this is another macro flub, I think.
Sky's Descent is available as well.
Oh, Tank Axe, you gotta stop doing this. You are not big. You are not tanky. You're just a broken axe this game, although he is going to body bait some people away from this, but now they're in prime position to lose a mid-tier 2?
Yeah, we see the TP coming in from SBL Bad Boy. The call is gone. They are going to commit. High Expectations wants this tower, and I think they're gonna get it.
Yeah, I mean, this Aurelion is pushing people so far back. Splinter can push people back. Their body, everyone is standing so close to Jinx, making her impossible to point and click. And Thunder is going to just sit there and try to defend this tower to the end of time. Thunder gives Splinter his 5th. And this macro is just horrific out of Flex Panther. They're crumbling under this pressure.
Yeah, Renai Circulation actively pushing the bot wave. We see High Expectations rotating over. They know he's there. They have man advantage. There's no TP available because Thundercunt is dead. Baron getting started.
But Hex Kits are available. Warwick still has W. He could YOLO over this wall if he wants to.
He's not gonna make it.
He could have made it if he would have activated the W.
That's unlucky that he gave respect to Splinter hitting the smite there. Splinter smited that awfully early. Fortunately, Mr. Tuesday is always clutch after the 20-minute mark, secures that dragon for his team.
Yeah, I want to touch something that's like kind of like snuck by here. 5-1 and 6 Master Splinter. He's been involved in 11 of these 12 kills. And he's got his pet dragon right behind at 7-3. Like 7-3-3. Like he's been part of 10 and 12. Those two have been on the same page at the right place at the right time, and they are just breaking.
And I didn't get a chance to touch on this as like one of the core storylines, but the idea of Splinter having a chance to finish off the GOAT's career with one last win by making a statement, winning the championship, being the best player in the series is absolutely on the table for his legacy here. And for people who weren't around in the original SBL, the people who hear, you know, Splinter get hyped up, I don't think they always understand. This is what it was like. Just constantly pressuring everywhere all game long and essentially making no mistakes. The exact opposite of Tankax, who's just blowing his ult defensively because he has not been in the right place at the right time once this game. And now we see a devastating Baron siege here. What are you going to wave clear here? Hoping those turret autos do something? 2 cannons going to melt through that tier 2.
I cannot believe they're relinquishing pressure. Okay, yeah, they're turning. I was like, they have 3 cannons. That's going to just crush towers.
And you gotta be kidding me, Tankax steps too far forward yet again. Bestus with his 8th. And I was gonna say, I think Flex Panther has to go and force a fight here, force the Shen TP. But Maokai's still gonna go for it. They gotta be careful. Dan needs to be on the same page as his team here. Fizzle's coming through, but it's only on to 30. And I think this is gonna be a disengagement. Splinter says, fuck, you're disengaged. Aurelion Soul forcing so much pressure here. Flex Panther being completely split apart. Thunder is tanky, but he's flashing defensively. Creeps taking the top tier 1. Splinter still moving forward. Best is still moving forward. Jinx now on the flank, forcing flashes out of Lazy Laz. Another disaster of a fight. No health bars remaining for Flex.
No, health bars
low. Is available.
Yeah, 3rd dragon now. 4 High Expectations. And it's just, everything is just, what started a little rocky, and things were looking great, but every single thing appears to just be falling in their favor. Fight after fight, skirmish after skirmish.
Yeah, they really, I feel like part of the issue with Flex Panther right now is Maokai is not involved in starting any of these fights. He's like not even in the vicinity of most of these fights. Like, yes, Tankax is getting caught out, but like, there's like Maokai was like years off of that fight that you knew was going to happen with 3 cannon minions.
Yeah, that's been the really surprising thing in this game is that these last few fights, the macro has just been so poor for Flex Panther, who I really had high praise coming out of last week, how I felt like they had the better macro and that High Expectations just maybe would have the better individual like star power, firepower in this series. But it's been both out of High Expectations in this first game. Obviously, there's still a lot of game left where, you know, we're talking about a 2K gold lead, but we talked about it earlier. Soul, Jinx, I mean, this is a comp built to go late, and gold is in good places. It is a much more uphill battle than the gold deficit implies. But at the same time,
it's
like,
crazy
one dragon
how
fight
much,
away.
Yeah, it's amazing, though, how much further away this game feels in the gold lead. Like, I bet you if you ask those people, if you asked Flex Panther right now, I would be like, I feel like we're probably like 5K down when it's only 2.
Yeah, it looks like Ben's gonna recall, presumably to answer Fizz here. As Splinter is showing in the mid lane, and Flex Panther recognizes this. They have the chance to push this forward. They're gonna relieve some pressure. The old jerk there.
The one thing that's surprising, and I just realized is like checking here, is that Lazy Les is actually up almost 2K on Mr. Tuesday just from farm. So like that's where a lot of that gold's actually coming back. But
again, Tankax not on the same page as this team, but Fizz is available if he wants to go for a flank here. Shen's fire, they can force the ult. They're gonna opt not to.
No, I think you need the. I don't know if it's gonna be Warwick or if it needs to be Fizz or it needs to be Warwick and Fizz, but they need to be off on a side lane on their own. There is no way that this team.
And this time it's gonna be Tree stepping up. A rare mistake. A 9th for the Aurelion Soul. Beautiful. See the shot, take the shot out of Master Splinter, and this could be the straw that breaks the camel's back here.
Yeah, it's just. This team has such a hard time winning team fights against them at this point.
There is no world with Flex Panther that you win a 5v5 team fight. You have to be fighting uneven somewhere and hope that you get it. You got two champions that essentially can only fight alone at this point, Warwick and Fizz.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, I think Renai recognizes that. He's trying so hard to establish these side lanes, but it's just something goes wrong somewhere and kind of ends it prematurely. Fortunately go.
And you're the teammate that is carrying the weight of the gold on this team. You have 5 of your 7 kills. Like, your team needs to really huddle and hopefully not get dove.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, there's high expectations. They're playing this pretty respectfully, and I don't blame them for it. You know, we've got just minute 20 here, so 4th Dragon is available. That feels like the decisive fight. You have total control of this enemy blue quadrant. I am curious, are they setting up a pick here? Tankax, not again. Has to ult defensively. Splinter is maybe a little far forward, but Blab is going to miss the fish. No, Blab, no! But still, Blab is going to get the elimination on this. It's a 1-for-1 here. Both of the junglers down, and now Maokai's giving his team a chance to push forward here. Good Aurelion Soul ult, though, because I think Aurelion Soul is going to stop this push forward from happening. Fizz looking for flanks, not going to really find anything. Yep, maybe he is. He's going for it all. Nearly takes Tuesday's life. And Splinter, Renai, he knows he has to. Now they're going to go for best one kill to get a shutdown. Renai flashing away, but this is too far for one dragon to run. Is it? Is it? It is! Renai with his ace.
And Baron's up. Baron is up, and Splinter is dead for 15 seconds.
Yeah, but
Tankax is
dead. They have to go take 20 seconds on Dragon here. Splinter can be there in time with the Hex Gates. They are walking towards this Baron, though. This is scary. I think this is the right play, but you have to execute here.
I mean, I think between Hex Gates and Warwick W, if they believe somebody
is
close,
Fizz is moving forward. Fizz is just not letting anyone with playmaking approach this. And why settle for zoning when you can settle for kills? Well, you can't settle for kills. You've been off too much.
Oh, he makes it! He made it out!
I don't think we'll see. He's a slippery Fizz. Oh my god, he's out!
He makes it out all the way!
You asked who the best mid laner in the SPL is!
But they lose soul for this. They lose soul. Get out of the base! Thunder, why are you sitting there for 5 fucking seconds? Oh.
So, I don't think there's any chance of contesting this dragon, as they need to wait for Thunder to lead the way here. And yeah, there's no win for Warwick, so it's a Baron for soul traded, as this game is just going ham wild here. And while we have all of 2 seconds to catch our breath, I just want to take a second to point out, I know we have people in the SPL who played a lot of League of Legends that have like not played in the SPL. You underestimate how tense it feels to be in a game like this. This is a fucking championship game. The gold is within 1,000 at the 34-minute mark here. There's massive plays being made by the star players on both sides, and all 10 of these players are afraid to be the person that makes a mistake right now that could doom an entire game. I promise you, if you've not been in this situation, however stressful you think it is more stressful than that.
All right, Fizz is almost approaching final build.
He is working on his last item. I mean, Yeah, he got a fat 1,000 gold shutdown there on when he picked up the kill on the bestest one. Not to mention the other just littering of kills that he just grabbed.
Yeah, and he's putting out a ton of pressure right now. He is trying to take control of this jungle for his team as they are trying to decide if they want to 1-3-1, 5-0. If they can crash anything. Renai is, I mean, he's just running circles around these guys.
Yeah, this man is feeling it.
And it's easy to look at Blab and, like, if you look at that scoreline, to focus on the 8. But to me, the 0 in the scoreline, that's the actual story of this game. It is literally all Renai.
And, you know, last finals that Blab came to, he came out deathless. Although this finals...
Yeah, he wants to go and break some backs here. He knows now his team has to capitalize. They have Baron in the mid lane. Renai's buying time, and Bad Boy is going to go and steal the kill. The third member... No, this is the fourth member now. But there was no wave there in the mid lane to crash.
His team's got to get out of here. His team's got to know that 8 of their kills are dead.
Yeah, just an absolute massive amount of their gold. Yeah, he has 3,000, almost 3,000 more gold than Lazy, the next richest member on his team.
Now the question is, how does High Expectations close this one out, if they do?
I mean, High Expectations has some pretty easy win cons here. I mean, they can wait for Elder, they can wait for Baron. It doesn't matter which one it is. They can even just wait for Tank Axe to make a mistake and then fight 5v5. I still think that there is no way that Flex Panther ever sees an easy 5v5 win in this game.
Yeah, no, I mean, it just, their comp, their positioning, and like with their comp, the current builds, where their status is for their champions, like, it's just not, 5v5 is not where they want to be.
Yeah, and we might see a course correction in game 2 here if they lose this one. Maybe draft back towards some 5v5. We'll see here. Warwick is in a maybe not a precarious position.
Yeah, Skies Descends available for Aurelion Soul.
Oh, this Warwick has 2 items.
Yeah, got most of the components for a third one. Yeah.
37 minutes, man.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. The Bork into because you got to go Hydra to even clear, and then you got to do Bork in this build. I don't know. I think I would have rather gone with the Divine Sunder build in a 5v5 scenario.
And here it is. They want to go for something here, so they're going to flank with the Maokai, but they're only going to intercept a couple. Is there a chance to play here? Renai's trying to wait things out on the flank, but his back line is being melted. This Aurelion is just, it is too late in the game. He is too big, and Flex Panther are going to melt under the late game DPS of High Expectations. 1 for 4. The mid lane is open, and I do not think Thunder has a chance in hell of defending this one.
No, after all of this, the game bouncing back and forth on a nice edge, but one last 5v5 team fight, and it looks like High Expectations will be able to wrap it up and strike first in this best of 5.
Such an awkward team fight. They went in with only Splinter getting rooted. You almost believe that they could have reset there and just tried it again.
I think they were desperate. They were thinking they didn't have time to reset anymore. I don't know if I even blame them for that. I mean, they haven't won a team fight in 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah, and Master Splinter, the bestest one. 19 out of 20 for Master Splinter. 18 out of 20 for the bestest one. Just an absolutely stellar game from the two. Both of them just... And one step closer. Their strike first, 1-0.
And you know what? I think that Master Splinter and company can go and play that same comp. I think that they could play that same comp, and that Flex Panther would just give it to him. Or mostly give it to him.
I think Flex has got to adjust to the draft here. I think that's the story going into game 2. But I want to keep this on schedule, so we're going to take our break here. We have a whole lot of series left, folks, so we're going to put a few minutes on that timer, give the casters a chance to empty our little baby bladders, and we'll be back soon. All right, my friends, welcome back to game 2. We've got high expectations, taking a 1-0 lead as they inch closer to taking this championship. Flex Panther loses, they chooses, and they choose the red side, which is really interesting. Last week, they played 4 straight games on the blue side. So showing that their strategy here is pretty team-to-team dependent, and they're opting for something different. I'm predicting a last pick for Renai circulation, but time will tell.
Want me to wait while you go get them?
Guys, once again, Thunder eating some fans here.
I wonder if it's worth it for them to just send Thunder in the first round. I mean, Thunder doesn't have the smallest champion pool, but I mean, there are so many champions that will work with whatever comp that they're about to
There we
build.
go. And the other question I had was that, did they say, hey, the Aurelian Soul was a problem, the Fizz was not enough to solve it?
Yeah, no, I think honestly, I agree with Wang here. I think they need to pick one of these dominant champs for Thunder. I think they tried to get too cute with the Maokai, like, oh, you can flex it? Okay, but why? Like, what did you gain by flexing that to top lane? I think it was nothing. And, ooh, interesting. We are going to see the Twitch come out of Lazy. This was banned in most of the games last week, I believe.
Yeah, and are we going to see the Rakan follow-up?
I know, it's going to be the Trundle. So again, they are early prioing a flex here. We can see this go either direction.
The big thing though is that this is a flex that we actually see Thunder play.
Yes, this is way more in his wheelhouse of like somebody that will beat you up in a 1v1. Like to me, I just like it took like 8 minutes for Thunder to start winning trades on Dan, and you know in like other matchups you see Thunder start winning trades from wave 1. That's what I want to see out of Thunder is get a chance to make top into a pressure point early, and then be like somebody that could shred through the backline as this game goes on.
Yeah, meanwhile, though, High Expectations saying we don't need to change anything here, as their first half of the draft is identical.
And I think I think that's smart too. I mean, like just take the comp.
Oh.
Well, the hand's been played.
All right, that makes sense. Thunder, although he has yet to really play Garen in solo queue this season, he was a Garen one-trick last season, wasn't he?
Oh, 2-trick more so.
Or
like,
2-trick.
he's always been
The
the
Kled.
Kled, right? Yeah, that's the Kled. I'm curious, and yeah, I was saying, I'm super curious though, because by picking Shen here for Dan, they go, that's what Dan wants, like, he's gonna deal with this. But they also know that they're not getting the Gragas, and so now we get to kind of see, what does Bestis have in his pocket now for this situation? Like, what's his next priority buying pick?
Yeah, and Silas is gone as well too.
Yeah, I think those are the right 2 bans here. You don't want. I think those are scary fucking picks. Even though you haven't picked any super scary Silas ults yet.
What's wrong?
And I was just gonna say, I wonder if this is the game that turns into a Milio game, but
No. You want the Rakan in this game because Rakan is so great with Twitch. Twitch stealths in. Fuck me. Well, it is such a good pick. Trust me on this.
Well, good guy Tree is gonna let his old buddy 30 have his favorite champ back. We could see a 4 out of 5 run back here on a high expectations. Oh,
Into Braum. I don't know if I like that.
I am not sure how I feel about that.
I think that's more so to scare Blab off of doing some of his things than necessarily about what's already been picked. Like, Blab, this is clearly setting up for Blab to play like a backline high DPS mage. Those
Like
are harder
Vel'Koz?
to play. Yeah, like Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz into... No! It's bad! He wouldn't do it. It wouldn't work here.
Do it, coward!
Nah.
It would not work here, but I don't care. Do it, coward!
I'd rather him play like Scion here if he was gonna play.
Yeah, no surprise.
Yeah, but we're gonna get Vel'Koz.
I don't blame him for doing that. Dare 30 to outplay you. You got to think Blab feels good about that matchup, even if Braum is going to do some things to make his life difficult. But we like this. Dramatically different comp out of Flex Panther. That was the biggest thing we were saying between games here.
I like that we're also seeing Tank Axe on a champion that we've seen him play this season versus Warwick, which we have traditionally not seen in 5v5 scenarios.
Yeah, I have to say, I actually like looking at the Braum pick. I actually like Braum traditionally very good at peeling, and I really like that against having the Trundle Garen, who are going to be just gunning for that Jinx because Jarvan's going forward.
You
Like,
want to know something I truly believe? I just don't believe that Braum is a good champion right now. I think Braum is not a great support pick.
Well, I feel like I've seen a lot of bad SBL Broms over the years, so I'm
Yeah.
inclined to give some credence to that.
And
Interesting thing here,
Braum
like we were
is
talking
not
about last game.
Braum is not particularly good right now.
And we were talking about last game. 30's only played 3 champs all season. He has not played Braum yet with this team. So that is a little bit of a wild card. Obviously, 30's played a lot of Braum over the years. I feel more confident about this than some of the other first picks we've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree with that. Oh, man.
Speaking of not playing this season, I actually did just take a peek through the stats. Thunder has not played Garen yet this season. Obviously, he's played it a ton in the past, but this season it has not been picked by him.
Correct. I was very interested to see that he opted into that.
Not been picked by him, but the Garen Shed matchup is atrociously favored towards Garen. Garen dominates that, and we watched Ottman play Garen into Shen. We watched Bongcrank play Garen into Shen, and both of them dominated SBL Bad Boys Shen.
The one thing I'll point out is that this is a man who plays a lot of League of Legends. Thundergunth plays a lot of League of Legends, for everyone who's not aware of that.
He plays almost as much as me.
And
I'm very surprised on that.
He has 2 ranked games on Garen's, both losses this season. Like, he has not been playing the Garen this season. Obviously, Garen is a easy to execute champ and is not like mechanically he's not like a mechanically difficult champion. But
he had 121 games on that Garen last season.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he's been in the practice tool working on all the tech, just keeping it a secret.
You guys want to know a Thunder secret? I dual queued with him a little bit. He told me he has more than one account. And he's got more than one account in Platinum right now.
Oh, what a dirty bastard.
This man plays enough to have those kind of stats on his main account. Like 400, 700 games, whatever the heck he has this season. And he also still has another one. So maybe he's been working on the Garen somewhere else.
Bro, that's is that the new SBL meta? Is hiding picks on your alt account?
Oh my god.
What has Spyjack's been saving for the finals?
Yeah. Shaco, and Tom Kench top.
Well, we've finally done it. We have alt accounts to hide picks. People getting stealthy.
I mean, it's not like it hasn't been done before.
Oh, no, it's not. But almost always gets sussed out at some point.
Here we go. Game 2, boys. A lot of pressure on Flex Panther.
Yeah,
this will help define the series a little bit more for them.
Is a double TP coming out from my expectations? Single TP for Flex Panther. As man, good load times tonight.
Yeah. We don't got scrubs on crappy PCs.
Already got spinning and winning here. You love to see it. Trundle is slow out of base.
Oh my god, it is SBL Finals. Get in and get out.
If you want to feel better about yourself, about the quality of SBL players, today at MSI, the jungle for Loud, the Brazilian representative, forgot to buy items, and took his red camp.
Don't we get anything here? The Broncu's not going to be long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, good crab emote here from Lazy, and this is
Yeah.
tossed out entirely.
Honestly, you should look, if anyone is watch the clip reaction. You see him, he smites, and you see his player cam, and his fucking jaw just drops, and then just hits the recall button and just hands to head.
I can't say that I haven't done that this season. I think that there is some sort of bug with buying items that like when you click it, it doesn't necessarily buy it.
Is this a visual bug for me? Does Blab have the support item mid?
Blab has Spell Thief's Edge.
Oh.
Someone that knows mid lane more than me, tell me, is there something here I don't know about?
Nope, there is nothing. He's gonna have to. He probably like that's probably what his thing.
He misclicked on a recommended item.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times like when you load into a custom game, the recommended items are super whack depending on where your portrait was, and you could be.
And he was the last
pick.
He was the last pick of the game.
Yep.
So we'll see here which team starts pinging it first. I'm actually gonna be watching chat like a hawk now.
Because like that item doesn't actually even work anymore in a solo lane. Like he does not get gold from that.
Yeah, you get
lazy though. He's greeting here. He gets level 2, and it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, you actually can see the buff that he has right now. He has the buff support main role. This will reduce the gold from lane minions. So he actually has the back to sell that.
Yeah. Like his minions are worth. Like let's see how. Yeah, he got 12 gold from that cannon minion.
Oh,
it looked like either that or he missed. Either way, like he's getting like drastic. I think it's 30% gold.
Yeah, I mean, he's already down like 120 gold here.
On even CS, yeah. He needs to realize that and get out immediately.
Oh my god.
Welcome to the finals, boys. This has been a season. I've seen more item mishaps at level 1 this season than in like any other season.
It's been mind-boggling.
And it's rough for him because he might not know that he gets less gold. Like I wouldn't know.
I mean, he plays enough League of Legends. He should know. Like this is not. He's got to see the pop-ups. Like Blab is smarter than that. Like I would totally miss the gold pop-ups, but I know Blab would be seeing that sort of shit.
He could have it turned off. Some people do that. Lunatics, but some people do.
Yeah, this gold lead ballooning here. Oh, I mean, he's missed some CS, but...
I mean, yeah, that's the thing, right? It's just exacerbated, right? You're down a wave, which is like 120 gold, but then you take the fact that, like, he's getting 50% gold from his wave, and then all of a sudden it's like... It's a 20 CS lead, effectively, right? Like...
Yeah, it's going to be something we're going to have to keep an eye on all game. He's still... We do have Splinter coming in for the bot lane. He goes for a flash. Gets a flash out of the Twitch in response. Tree's taking a lot of damage here. Leona is very tanky, but not tanky enough for this. Flash is pretty late there. That is 2 flashes out of the bot lane here.
Yeah, and just, once again, another successful gang from Master Splinter.
The longer this goes, like, the more pain I can imagine hearing in Blab's voice. Oh, Tank Axe, no, you're not safe, my friend.
Oh, this is looking really spicy.
Oh.
And a good flash.
Oh, and the camp resets too. Splinter can't hang around forever.
Yeah, Lazy wants to go, just put some damage out here, but Splinter EQ's out. Hopefully this bought some time for Blab to get a reset, like, kind of on tempo, as there's gonna be some good damage out of Thunder here. Not 6 yet, but a lot of pressure. And there we go. Okay, Belkaz is backing. What does he do?
Tell me he sells that item.
Yep.
He sells it. Alright.
Alright. So he's down about 400 gold right now. Oh. No one pinged it, so... Whoa.
Oh! And Thunder
Absolute confidence in me to not call a thing there because I knew he'd live, and it's not because I was just looking at the
Dan chatting out, doesn't even burn flash, is like, I'm good. No fear. No fucking fear.
And fortunately for Flex Panther, I can't say that. Holy shit. I've been like so hyper fixated on Blab's position of my minimap for 6 minutes. Lazy and Tree are getting fucking worked right now.
Yes, they are getting. I mean, that was a big wave. Like when Master Splinter came to gank, and just not what you want to see here.
Yeah, rough. Big gold leads. Thunder doing some to help in the other direction here, but that's maybe not shocking. You know, you're picking Twitch and Vel'Koz to go late, although Twitch is going to take a bunch of damage here. Tree's going in just to try to defend his boy, but he walks out of the choppers, walks into the stuns, and Lazy Laz is going to walk his ass straight to hell. First blood for Mr. Tuesday. This...
Yeah. And a devastating ping's going down. This could also be a dragon here, as just...
Yeah, Vel'Koz is definitely not really in the position to make a big play, to come in, even drop an ult. Think about it.
And this game for Flex Panther feels so much worse than the scoreboard right now.
I mean, it legitimately is worse than the scoreboard. I mean, like, we had to sell a support item on the page.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing. Is like a good point that I didn't even think about is like he also lost the gold on that support item. Like not even just the gold that it denied him from the minions, right? But like
it's like an extra 200 gold.
Yeah, it's like he actually has like you look at his gold, he's 1900, and he's actually got like 1700 gold.
Yeah, we'll have to. Well, we might have to not have time because Tankak's coming in for a gank here. Bad Boy does have his flash because he chatted it last time, and they're gonna just zone him off some creep waves. And this is a sign of life for Flex Panther. Thunder is getting big. He has free push on this wave, and this could be some sort of winning condition to turn this into a competitive game for Flex Panther.
Yeah, we see going over to Herald, and it's going to be a really interesting thing here because High Expectations putting a lot of focus on the bot lane, Master Splinter putting the pressure there. Huge advantage for them. Tank Axe from Flex Panther. Pressure on the top lane. Huge advantage there. And it's going to be a really weird situation. We're going to see whether Mr. Tuesday or Thunder comes out on top.
I feel like I'm just getting PTSD from Tizzy and the Smash Bros, but we have literally seen this top matchup before. The Shen, the Garen's super far ahead. What are they gonna do with him? I can only hope that Flex Panther utilizes this lead properly.
On one hand, you're right, but you know that scene in Dragon Ball Z, like 130 episodes in, when like Krillin's bitch now, he's like, the androids, they're so strong, they killed everyone in the future. And Tien's like, dude, yeah, but like Goku's still alive. That's the difference. In the future, all they had to defend against the androids was Tizzy and the Smash Bros. This game has Renai, they have Lazy, they have Tree. The androids are scary, but there is a chance of fighting back here,
Dude,
okay?
Garen is literally proxying the wave now.
And Splinter's just giving up on him. He's like, Dan, you're on your own. Ult in when it seems smart. I'm going to go take enemy jungle.
And then I think we're going to see the Rift Herald pop top here.
That's what I was just hoping for. Oh, Tree's got to be careful here. This is very, very diveable. But meanwhile, in the top lane is Tank X. You're not supposed to fight 1v1, my friends.
We started to see Thundercut thought about coming from around the tower.
This is just really poor execution in the top lane here, I feel like.
Yeah, it's just definitely getting a little clowny. They're like, we're supposed to do. This is what I can do. We can take the Herald. Let's finish it up. But like,
What?
Oh my god, he's going to kill Tank Axe.
No, the ult popping's going to save him. The ult popping's going to save him.
It was all a bait! He baits him in and wham! Bam! Oh, no, take
And
it,
he
no,
baits
take
him
it, no,
back!
no. Oh. This is fucking game. Tree's going in. He's dropping us.
But it might be a one-way trip. Never mind. Flash out.
The Lazy putting down some nice damage. Tuesday is ticking away, but I think he's going to walk out with his life here with just a sliver of health. But this could be a page B. Well, they have the gold lead. Let's go, Flex Panther.
Yeah, this is the thing is like while we're talking about all that, like That is a full 5 points. That was a 5-point tower they put on the top lane.
He's up 2,000 gold!
Yeah. I mean, that's a 5-point tower.
Nearly 50 CS.
A 5-point tower is so much money. That's like 1,500 gold almost. Like,
Woo. All right, boys. I did want to, before I totally lost my mind for a minute and a half there, I did want to say I actually really liked, even if the execution was a little poor, I liked the idea to flex Panther. Because when so much is going so wrong early, you kind of just need to accelerate the game, make it a little more chaotic, and trust that neither team will execute to perfection in the chaos, which will buy your team some time to get in
and speaking of chaos, there is a Garen in those bushes.
Yeah, and that's a flash out of Tuesday. Tankax coming to add a 4th to the trouble. 30's going to take some damage, but he's Braum. Should walk out of this one. And Lazy, beautiful playing around the tower there. But a lot committed to not really matter. Garen does have a teleport in just a second, so he can teleport back to top lane in a moment to catch that wave.
Yeah, I imagine he'll hang around first to help pick up this dragon.
Yeah, I think he just burns the wave and.
Yeah, Ziggs is backing, so I think they get their first dragon, take that off the table, and
Ziggs is TPing back in. They might actually just this.
It's gonna be hard to get in there though against this comp.
It is, but it looks like they won it.
Flutter's kind of far away though. I mean, Dragon, it's still early. It's doing sizable damage. We're not gonna see who he can zone out here, but Smite secured. But what can the Ziggs do? There are some low-ass health bars here. But oh, there comes Renai. Ult and immediately gets interrupted. Beautiful play from Splinter as he is very far forward, but he is going to lose his life 1-for-1. Tankax also going to lose his life. The bad boy is on the board, and the bad boy is going. Jason wants to get onto this Vel'Koz. He doesn't really have much to do. Well, Thunder comes.
Whoa!
Whoa! He's going to at least go 1-for-1 there. But Bad Boy on the other side is making plays, getting himself back into the gold game here. A 2-for-2, but a dragon secured by 2-for-3. The dragon secured by Flex Panther. That sounds right.
There was a really awkward little mishap there. I don't know if you saw Ziggs with the assist, basically. Blast Thunder comes back, trying to keep him in, but it pushes him out of the Jinx Rocket and lets him just bring some good old-fashioned Demacian justice to Braum.
Yeah, and that was huge with where the gold went. Bad Boy
202.
He's now like 700 gold apart, not 2,200 gold apart.
Well, Bad Boy was also able to pick up 2 free plates up in the top lane, as Garen basically just gave up those plates.
Yeah, and it all kind of roots down to there was a huge play attempted in the bot lane that ultimately got some flashes. And now it is a pretty, a nice gold lead for the 14-minute mark here for High Expectations, back with a bit of control.
The big thing I want to watch for now, though, is when Master Splinter, when Cataclysm's back up, there are no flashes available right now. And particularly, the flashes on the carries, Renai and Lazy, long way up. Means neither of them are getting out of Cataclysm, and neither of those champions are particularly fond of being trapped into Thunderdome with Jarvan.
Yeah, watch Tuesday was trying to greed for this plate, but did he bite off too much here? Tree knows there's no flash after the Jinx. There is a cleanse that's going to be popped. They need to commit for this Jinx. Some nice footwork on a Tuesday, but I don't think that's going to be enough to save him, as there are 4 members here. Vel'Koz with the shutdown. The ult is burning, and that is a 1 kill apiece. Thunder and Renai, as well as some tower pressure.
Yeah, great rotate from them.
High Expectations going to easily pick up this Rift Herald, but there is a lot of bodies in the bot lane to push down potentially more than 1 turret.
Yeah, big wave there as we'll see, you know, top, they could go straight to top and Rift and trade tier 1s. This game, so different than the first game, which was a really like calm, collected kind of macro game for the first 30 minutes. This is fucking SBL, boys. An absolute fiesta burner here.
Oh yeah, this game, getting clowny. This tower's gonna go down real quick. 1 Herald Charge, 1 Zig Satchel, and 1 less tower on the map.
Oh, and getting a second Rift Herald charge. And at tier 2.
Yeah, good execution there out of High Expectations, although Trundle is doing some damage in the mid lane. It's gonna force a TP out of the Bad Boy. Bye, Dan. As Thunder, can he? I'm like
I think
not ruling out.
I am
if he
not
had
ruling out
ults.
the 2v1 there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's level 11 to 2 level 8s. He should be able to easily
And he's
take
got a
those
lot
two.
of gold. I mean, Mr. Tuesday's got the Kraken Slayer complete already, but
Yeah,
At the end of the day, though, he
yeah.
didn't have a lot of vision over there, and I think he made the right call not to take an unnecessary risk there, especially after how many of them have not paid off in this game in a big way.
I think that is more than reasonable.
So we have just under a minute here till the third dragon of the game.
It feels like we just got done with Dragon 2, and Dragon 3 is about to spawn.
And that was a huge interrupt on Tree. He's going to be pretty late to this dragon. High Expectation should have control here, as Bad Boy's wasted.
He's got Mobies though, so he'll be able to make it back. Like he'll be back for the fight for sure.
Yeah, but Tank X is just leaving base as well now. Like they can set up the vision here, but they do have to respect the switch. Although there's no tower here. They can go just take a pick out of this Garrett, and Thunder is having an absolute disaster of a time down here. That is gonna be a free kill passed over to Mr. Tuesday, his third of the game. And he's not waiting for his teammates to carry him this time. Tuesday is getting in on the action. Tuesday up 2,000 gold now. So they will force a flash out of Bestness, nearly get the kill. Maybe that disrupts things. He's up as a teleport available. And I like this. The other team wants to go take the dragon. Take what you can. Trade for the mid tier 1. That'll open the map up a bit. Maybe?
There's a big
Getting
enough
a lot of
wave.
pressure on 2, honestly. Ziggs doesn't have bomb up.
Oh, and Ziggs is teleporting to inhibitor turret.
Yeah, he wants to have a chance of defending this.
That
without
saves the
taking
tower,
risk.
actually.
That
That
was
was a really
really smart.
heads-up TP. And the Zapper landing might... Nope, okay. They're going to stop chasing. I was going to say, the fact that they got the slow under 9 on the tail end there was the potential for a fight.
Maybe we get a 5v5 here at this mid tower? They gotta be careful. I mean,
Might show up.
Ziggs will Shrek this turret as Bestness is just laughing straight to the bank with these skill shots.
I think we're still a couple of hits out before Ziggs is able to take this. They need a couple of good autos.
Yeah, some good poke landing, though.
And now Dan is going to show, if they're tracking well enough, they'll know he has neither of his teleports available right now.
All right. And Thunderclunt is pushing the bot lane this entire time. They need somebody to go and answer him.
Yeah, 20 seconds on the shut, longer on the TP.
Yeah, but no vision there. I don't think Thunder's going to push this. I think he's had some fear of God putting him. He wants to, though.
Think that not enough fear of God, apparently. He's sitting in that bush.
I mean, they just showed on a turret. He's going to take the recall.
Blue Ward
maybe.
gonna...
You wanted that 1v2, right?
Well,
I still do.
I don't think
a little
it's
bit less now.
It's the same items, just significantly different levels.
Is he going to interrupt either of these backs? No, he's going to just show on the creeps like a coward. I love trying to suss this out. Okay, take X.
He tried.
Weird game, man. Weird fucking game.
Yeah, fucking weird game indeed.
They're still sending 2 bot to deal with Thunder. Oh, Thunder has some awkward.
The setup, like it's so hard for Flex Panther to get this setup to go quite right for them, just because of how weird all the gold states are.
Yeah, the gold is like hilariously mismatched in this game overall. It makes for a really bizarre scenario.
Alright, though, but they're going to go for a pick here. Thunder is teleporting in on the flank, and that is going to be a free pick. Bestest one knows it. Drops some damage, but now Thunder on the back line. He wants to pick off this Jinx. He's drawn a ton of pressure here, but he doesn't quite get the kill. And he actually bit off more than he gets you a 4th for Mr. Tuesday. And I think this fight will be disengaged.
Oh,
unless
Yeah, it's gonna burn!
Tuesday, it was bound to happen eventually. Rat-a-tat-tat, motherfuckers.
And Shen ult is down, so Dan is still stuck in that bot lane.
And the
unless he
wave
burns
in a
teleport.
prime position. It's ready to start knocking. There's not a lot of wave clear available.
Yeah, this has been great execution here, and they're going for the dive. 30, you're not wave clear, you're not tank, why are you flashing? He's going to give up a tier 3, an inhibitor, potentially. No, they really don't want to greed this with low health fires. They know how much poke Ziggs can put out.
Yeah, Inferno Bomb almost up. 8 seconds, it's coming in.
You thought this game was done being weird?
Oh, not even close. This game's gonna be weird till the very end, and you know it.
Does High Expectations just rush towards Baron? They got the wave pushed.
I think they take the easy tower mins that get the most valuable turret you can get. And then they can at least threaten Baron or just wait this out for Dragon. Get the wave set up, It's a minute. Get your third potentially if you can keep control here. Probably the smarter play. You're a hard team to push into if you control the river.
Yeah, a very, very tough team to push into. And there's not a lot of great tools to get in besides this Leona.
Yeah, but
oh my god, Thundercut, you don't want to be there! Takes the blast code in, thinks he has the flank, but instead...
Absolute mismatch with this team, but there's still like there's no Jinx there. Tank Axe is at least threatening a fight, but they don't know that Tuesday's not there.
Oh man, you just you hate to see the hard int out of Thunder after having such a amazing early. Is that just the curse of the Garen? Is that the curse? Like you pick Garen to Shen and then you lose.
Yeah, you pick Garen to Shen, free lane, and then free game, just for the other team. I mean, that man just he just served himself up. Like he just.
It's you can tell that team 2 seconds earlier were like, yo, we're going for fight here, we're going for fight here, and then like so tunnel vision on that he didn't react to Tree getting zoned out whatsoever. Like that just honestly for a player of his level, that was an inexcusable blast code.
Yeah, that is an unfortunate one to mistake. Like you can see how it goes. You're like, I'm gonna have the flank. It's gonna be great, and you take a fly on it, and you're like, oh, there's actually more people here. Than I'm very much not supposed to be here.
Yeah, right as the Leo gets knocked out, just
yeah.
But 500 gold.
Yeah, it's still a very close game.
Gold, yeah. Yeah, 500 gold, and then you see the situation where it's like Mr. Tuesday's up 1,400, Thunder comes up 1,700. Everywhere else is like Master Splinter's up 1K. Everywhere else is just even. Like, it's like, huh.
Shout out to Renai, who has clawed his way back into a gold lead over the course of this game, doing honest work.
Yeah. Yeah, it took a 300 gold handicap at the beginning of the game, but worked it out. Got a killing spree, 300 gold bounty on his head.
Easy money. Thundercon's pushing hard in this bot lane. Got TP available now.
Yeah, good use of the plants there. And actually, there's going to be a TP out of Dan to answer.
Waters right now. Oh.
AZ takes a bunch of damage on the entry here, though. Fortunately for him, it's the... Is it Chemtech? Is that what this is?
Yeah. Chemsol.
Yeah.
Spawns the extra health poppers.
Yeah. The health and the vision, super forgiving on this map. I like to actually take a few extra warding totems and less vision.
Although Splinter gonna force the flash over that is a pretty big ult, but they gotta be careful how they fight. This tree's going very deep. Get some CC on the back line now. Lab from downtown, putting out some very good DPS, but despite that, Tree is the first one to fall. But now here's Garen, 1-for-1, supports her down, but can anyone get to the cons? I don't think they can. Bad boy on a killing spree, and now Tuesday, oh, get excited, but he gets too excited, he's gonna burn down to the ground. A 2-for-3 in favor of High Expectations. But the carry's alive.
Garen did not have to blow his teleport in there, although was not allowed to blow his ult.
Oh my god, Dan found lazy!
Oh my god.
Look at that flash of the mastery shut down. 4-0-6 SBL bad boy.
Did he just sandbag the regular season?
Did he sandbag the first half of this game?
I mean, I can't even say it was the first like 7 minutes of this game. I honestly think Thunder dominating that lane as hard as he did him dirty, because once he couldn't go to lane and dominate the 1v1 matchup, he started taking shitty plays.
Yeah,
But-
maybe the Rift Herald pop in to try and early push the lane. Just
It's
like
the classic.
ended-
Let them get too far ahead. They won't know how to handle their lead.
He lost so much going for that play and bot early that got them absolutely nothing, and like that just turned in like a huge snowball effect. And like Garen, once the bleeding starts, it doesn't really stop, and we're seeing it. Thunder is just having a disaster class right now. Meanwhile, Bad Boy is playing like the player that he thinks he is, but Splinter foot stays on the gas. There is no flash for Tree. There is no hope for Tree. He's gonna ult to buy time. They're trying to pass this over to Jinx, but they gotta give it to Splinter.
Yeah, 5v4 on the map now for 30 seconds as we now see high expectations of moving over to this Baron pit. You know exactly what they have in mind, but 30, you're in dangerous territory.
Should be able to hop over if he can get it, but he doesn't.
And that's
Between
a huge
the pillar
pick.
and the silence, that's a massive pick. Gonna end any hopes with this Baron for right now.
There's 50 seconds on the Dragon, 30 will be up with plenty of time to get there if High Expectations wants to control that, but currently nowhere near it. They want to hold the pressure in Nasher Pit.
Yeah, Shen pinging alt will not be available by the time Dragon spawns.
Okay.
He's gonna have to play his map the good old-fashioned way.
Wait, did you say Shen?
Yeah, Shen does not have ult. Wait, what the
Do I,
heck?
do I have a bug?
Do
I-
I have a bug?
Are you looking at his teleport or his...
Oh,
His-
there-
his
no,
teleport
his
won't be back
teleport's
up.
down. His ult's up. Okay.
Yep.
Weird.
This is what we
Yeah.
try cast for.
That is what we try guys for. Heck yeah.
Yeah, no, but what will be down is Twitch's ult for probably the entirety of whatever this
Yeah,
setup.
and you can see everything that's been going good for Flex Panther, they've needed that Twitch range. But we'll see here. They are starting this. Bad Boy is still pretty far away. Obviously, you can ult in, but this is going down quick. Splinter is ready to get in, though. And will they commit to a smite fight here? Or will they turn? Watch for Blab on the flank here. He has not found a chance. All of this front line is being shredded. Can he find anything? Is this just a nightmare fight? 3, 4, down the blink of an eye. No damage comes out. And that is going to be Chem's soul for High Expectations.
Yeah, Chemsol and almost assuredly Baron to follow, as once again this game is just was getting so weird but still so even, and now things just break in the favor of High Expectations.
Man, this hurts so much for Flex Panther, having a hell of a week that they had last week, and then to come into this game and just really look kind of lifeless in these first 2 games.
Well, I mean, they at least had some life in the first game. This is, like, if they lose this series, this is the one that I think is going to haunt them, because there were so many stupid things that went wrong. The play bot early that blew the top advantage. The Blab starting with a support item. Like, those are the kind of things that just gave so much priority. You were playing this game from a deficit.
And you don't forget those kind of things.
And now Blab, Blab wants, like, to if they lose, he wants to be able to say, like, well, I played a good series. But, like, no one cares that you're a 304 KDA player. You started with a support item. Like, unless your team wins and you carry to the win, you can't, like, nothing undoes that.
And
Yeah, I mean, he's not even half the man that SPL Bad Boy is. 304, try 608, 150 gold bounty, 600 gold bounty.
Yeah, Bad Boy having literally his best game of the
Dude,
entire
he's
SPL
clawed back.
season.
Look at the CS difference. It's only 15 in the top now. Like, that was so big. He's clawed it back. SPL Bad Boy, but Thunder comes down once again. Ziggs bomb coming through.
Yeah, they need something here. Tree is trying to force it, but he has no support from his DPS. Lazy and Renai, they're just waiting for a perfect play that might never exist. I think they need to start taking some risks because this game is so close to over.
I mean,
Massive pressure. First the hip gonna go down. I think they cracked 2 here.
Yeah, they honestly might end on this push. It's now
They
the
could
reason
very
death
easily
timers
end.
are long. Tree not up for over 10 seconds, 20 almost for ThunderCon. Baron Wave streaming into the tower. Base getting torn asunder.
Yeah, they don't like their odds here with the waves kind of far out. They're going to go for the safe play, spend their mountain of gold. They've got a bunch of players over 1K in inventory. They're going to go try to close this game through bot lane. The only thing I guess to consider here, if this game goes late, a Twitch Vel'Koz game or a comp can do some things if this game were to somehow go hyper late. If they get, 3, 4, 5 items apiece.
Oh yeah, I mean, it is not an unwinnable game, right? Like Twitch, like with Krakenborg, like if he does just get opened up, like Tree gets a nice setup here, and like you just get, spray and pray, rat-a-tat-tat across like 3, 4 members.
And he's getting close to his Lord Doms as well, which is going to help. He's only been hitting tanks for the last 10 minutes, it feels like. And we saw last week, we see a lot of the teams where when they get to this position, they struggle with the final part of the closeout. Now, Jinx, Ziggs, it's going to be fucking easy, but we see teams struggle with this nonetheless. And Tank X, he is going for it. He's going to go down with the ship if he had... Nope.
Pop the ult. Oh, no he didn't. It sounded like he did.
No, just trying to bait. There's the Leo ult. Cleanse out a Tuesday, but Tree is going in. This is the fight. Blab getting some nice damage out, forcing a lot of defensives. But High Expectations will disengage as Jinx ult goes wide. And now can they turn? Can they burn? Yes, they can. Bad boy's godlike. Twitch will get Jarvan though. But this is going to... Twitch, you scare me, my man.
Yeah, I don't think you want to be here if you're this
How
little
are you gonna
rat.
be here? Yeah. Oh my goodness.
No.
A good flash gonna save his life.
Oh my god.
He will be able to go back and spend that Jarvan money now.
But his team is still buying time here. Renai is here, poking people off. Tree with some good zoning, but
Yeah.
I don't know if this is gonna matter.
No, minions hitting that top turret. They get one more tower. The last inhibitor is exposed, but it does still stand.
We're looking at 90 seconds moving in here to Elder Drake. Maybe a little bit of a last ditch effort.
Elder throw. Twitch does have Twitch has the Lord Doms completed now.
Which is the rat. Has the trifecta.
Yeah. No flash available for Twitch for this fight, though, so he is going to have to be very, very careful about this Jarvan and Shen.
And this is no.
Oh
Thunder.
man, 2 levels down on Shen.
I mean, if you get 1v1 by Dan, that means you put Salvo in to play top next game, right? Just an absolute, like I said, it's the best game Dan's played all season by a mile.
This might be the worst game Thunder's played. The Thunder's made mistakes way outside of Dan. Give the big brother the controller back.
The desperation.
Dan having just phenomenal, like honestly, like not even like mine having Dan's having great map pressure in this game too. The dance for Elder begins.
Yeah, and this is so tough. That's a nexus that Dan shows on.
Dan,
yeah, but it's just Shen. You gotta click the go button. Either it's fight or take
they're
Elder.
recalling.
Don't recall here.
No,
don't recall.
They
Recall, you lose everything.
They already ruined this.
Yeah, ThunderCon goes
20
back.
seconds ago.
Wow.
Thunder's gonna try. They're gonna go for a 4v4. They lost the tower in the base. Elder being burned, and they're looking for a play that is a perfect play that is not here. Renai over the wall, but now Splinter is in. He's going to get the pick on the Lazy.
Renai hasn't cast anything.
He knows it's over.
It's the KDA player. The KDA player.
Oof. A fiesta of a game here for a bit, but high expectations just steps on the balls of this game. And now they are on championship point here, unless we get cucked by inhib respawns. Good of them to go get that bot inhib. to prevent that from that. Just kidding. Doesn't matter.
Oh, that's
Game over.
game
Oh, man.
over. And we find Flex Panther
Dope side
backs
ban
against
next.
the wall.
Oh man, that was just.
Yeah, that was.
That's a
Bro-
hard game to come out of without being tilted.
I'm tilted. I'm tilted.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully all 55 of our viewers are tilted too. Folks, we're going to give this team a few minutes. This is a best of 5, so we still have a chance here. There have been reverse sweeps in the history of the SPL. Flex Panther has some juice in their tank, but it's going to have to be some damn good juice for them to start turning this one around. Be back soon. right, my friends, welcome back to Game 3 of the finals, where high expectations is on championship point here. Flex Panther has to reverse sweep to keep their season alive. And here we go, boys.
Yeah,
you know, part of me was waiting for Flex Panther to just swap in Salvo.
dude, we have not had. That'd been awesome, honestly. But like, yeah, we have not had a reverse sweep in final. We've had reverse sweeps in history.
So I go.
But we've never had one in finals. So there is still the opportunity for like just even more SPL history to be made. But we do see the bans changed. The Jarvan.
And I am. Oh wait, they're taking the Jarvan away from.
From Tank Axe. Yeah, this is side swapped here. The Shen proven to be a problem. The Aurelion Soul still Akron banned.
And that's big. I was going to say, I was thinking between games here, Flex Panther has to do something different. You can't just give them the same comp the third time in a row. It's now more than just about what you pick. It's about denying them those picks. And I think Shen is the one. If you're going to take one pick away, I think that's the one to try.
Yeah, and also like I imagine like they were like Tank Axe does play jungles, like jungle Jarvan. So like I imagine like they also were threatening to take that away here, and to the point where it's like it seems like High Position just sussed that out to the point where they would rather drop the Poppy ban on ThunderCount to put that in.
Yeah, there's a lot of picks available here for Thunder. I do think he needs to pick something, pick 2, pick 3 here. As it's going to be Kha'Zix coming out of Splitter saying like, all right, little tank man, you're not stealing my stats. Dramatically different than what we saw before.
Yeah, a big difference for what we've been seeing Master Splitter at. But one I like quite a bit. If you were wondering, this is like one of the best metas for Master Splinter's pool in a long time. Hackerim's good, and like Jarvan and Kha'Zix are like the best, 2 of the best junglers.
Yeah, and even I know he's got a pocket Rek'Sai in there too. Rek'Sai's really good as well, and Zin's really good. Yeah, dude, this is Master Splinter's pool.
Yeah, it is a great meta for the Master Splinter. But some new picks, some old here. Kha'Zix, Master Splinter Classic, but not one we've seen much this season. Meanwhile, Trundle confirmed to be in the top lane. Lazy Lies on the Twitch again. Zach jungle for Tank Axe. And Show top for Dan.
I was really hoping we'd see Thunder go for this Cho. He's had some absolutely monster games on the Goth in the regular season. And this has been, I think, after the Shen, one of the big picks for Dan. Over the regular season, played it 3 times, but it also drew bans in 5 games. So, 8 out of 9 presence for Dan. And I just, not that the Trundle's not good, but I would have really liked to have really seen them pinch Dan a little bit harder. But still, I do like the changes here. We'll see what happens with these round 4, round 5 bans. I think we're going to see similar stuff coming out. Actually, denying more picks. So I bet similar stuff was in Thresh and Milio. I do like the Ziggs ban. Keep just changing. If you're going to lose 3 games, lose them differently.
Yep, yeah, I fully agree with that. I think that's a good mentality going into this
game. And they say they'd rather face the Gragas than the Sylas.
No.
I think that is
disgustingly wrong.
I think that is
that's a catastrophic mistake.
You can't ban at all.
But you had the option to.
Yeah, I would have.
You could have let Ziggs go. 45 KDA over how many? What is it? 4 or 5 games?
It's the Gragas. I thought has been Vestus's most impressive champion.
He's played Gragas 3 times.
Yeah,
three times.
And how many times? He's had a ban against him too a few times.
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
It's been high presence. Listen, you have to lose to something.
Correct.
Correct. You could have lost to Ziggs.
You just lost to.
No. I don't care. It's the Sylas ban. We've seen. That's hard to disagree. That's a lot
we've
of
seen
talk
so
for a
much-
man who
we-
hasn't been on the Rift in an SPL match in over a year.
We've
But yeah.
A
seen
man
how
hasn't
good the
lost an
Gragas
SPL
is.
match in over a year.
I would
We've
have
seen how
dropped
good
the
this rig is, and
Hecarim
we've seen
ban
how
before
good
Now that I
dropped
like.
this. I would have dropped the Hecarim ban before I dropped the Gragas ban.
I
100%.
mostly the big thing was that I want to say is like consistency wise is that we have seen Bestis on the Silas, we've seen him on the Gragas, and the Silas was just not nearly as impactful as his Gragas games.
Ooh, they're at this point already.
And things are getting spicy.
So high expectations is done respecting Flex Panther, huh?
I mean, like, Blitzcrank is really good into Zyra Twitch. This is a fact. Like,
Yeah.
Blitzcrank is just straight up good into that. But
Yeah.
damn, dude.
Something I want to point out that's another interesting pick is that Renai circulation on the Swain here. Another non-standard pick for him. I don't believe I've seen him play. I know he hasn't played it during the regular season at all, but I don't really recall him playing it in any games
I've heard
that
him
I've seen.
talking about it. I think we saw Chapman play it. I think it was the game you were out, Tim. I think Chapman played it. This is the only time we've seen it in the mid lane this season.
Yeah.
But I've heard of Renai playing this. Like it kind of makes sense in his wheelhouse, but like it gives him something that can kind of run forward a little more while still being big old scary mage man. And I'm just wondering if it works well enough into the Gragas. That might be the more integral piece here.
It works really well into actually this whole team. I mean, this whole team, like, you have
Good
4
point.
melees on that team. So you will be able to do Swain ult for as long as you need to.
Yeah, and if
Assuming
the CC chain goes right, if you get Zyra knocking up the front line, you get to just stand in there, Trundle standing in there disrupting around. Like, you can kind of see the path for it to all come together.
But like we saw in the Dario Chapman game, obviously this was not the Tizzy and the Smash Bros. Full roster, but that game we saw how weak Swain's early laning phase was, and that was against high expectations.
Hey man, if Vlad can survive a game with a support item for 7 minutes, he could probably survive any weak laning phase, right?
I mean, the support item isn't the problem for the laning phase. It's the problem is that when he goes for that first back, then he's down the 400 300 gold that he was robbed of. But oh man, no, I'm just curious because I haven't seen. I'm really excited to see how it does because it's just not a champion I've seen him play a lot, and it's something it's different, and the team's definitely trying out some different things here.
Yeah.
Something that we haven't even touched on is the Blitzcrank.
Yeah, I mean, Blitzcrank is good into Zyra Twitch.
Yeah.
Definitely great during the laning phase. When it gets outside of that laning phase, though, you're like picking the Trundle or the Swain or the Zac, who is probably going to be in the front lines, going to be very bad.
Yeah,
very bad news there. It's like this isn't on Ziggs or Vel'Koz or whatever out of the mid
he
lane.
will have to be precise with these hooks.
And I feel like over the years, every time I've seen Blitz, I always think like, okay, as long as they snowball through the lane, this works. And then it never snowballs through the lane. And it's really bad for 30 minutes and it loses. And so I'm really curious to see if this could be the catalyst for a comeback starting, or if they're going to just dump on the laning phase. Remember, 30 and Tuesday were absolutely rolling through Tree and Lazy in the early lane last game. Like, you could definitely see it being a lot worse with these picks.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm very curious because the bot lane has been really volatile. Tree and Lazy with the Dinger Caitlyn, very strong. Built a very large lead, took tower very early. Then the next game, just complete reversal.
I'm actually kind of surprised that we didn't see that pick again. I mean, that looked that comp looked almost there. That first comp looked really almost there.
Here we go, loading into game 3 here. On no teleports for Flex Panther. No teleport whatsoever. 2 teleports for high expectations.
That is
a choice.
that is a choice. That is what we like to call a choice in the business.
Especially in a game where we were just talking about how much high expectations he's a snowball through bot lane. That gives them some kind of life as they go into the later stages of this game. This should be a wild game.
Yeah. There's a lot to watch for here. I mean, as the ping's going down, we're gonna see an invade.
Yeah, I like this. You have Blitzcrank, go for it, and don't go for the topside one that everyone expects. And will Thunder's nightmare continue here? Will he eat the hook? Oh, he's got to be careful. He's got to be ready to react to this, and he's reacting slow, but the hook is going to go wide. Fortunately for Thunder, I think it's way too long of a cooldown to come out a second time, and yeah, it is. So,
Flex Panthers keep their dream alive even at level 1.
and so I'm thinking, as we head into this game, big thing I want to watch Flex Panther do here. Do not accelerate this game like you did in game 2. You want this to be a slow and methodical early game. You don't want to get forced into situations where you have to make hard, fast decisions. Just get into the phase of the game where you're comfortable, where your instincts take over. And Thunder, he's gonna, all right, you're gonna do it from level 1. I respect it. Gonna force a huge winning trade out of the bad boy. He has Ignite. He has Ignite, bad boy.
Yeah.
He's like a Flash Q Ignite from a kill.
Ignite does 70 true damage at this level. Go does get some healing off the creeps.
Yeah, he's resetting. A wise choice.
Probably has to blow his teleport here.
Oh, most certainly will.
Yeah. So, all right, good out of him as he actually doesn't get full health back. He's a couple of ticks off. So, Thunder should be able to keep this pressure alive. And obviously with the Ignite, like Thunder should be outputting mass pressure in this top lane. Watch for this bot lane. And I'm just so scared for Flex Panther right now.
Yeah, it feels like they picked a very risky comp going into potentially their season-ending game.
The thing is, I like it. I like it. Like
I do like
it's
I
so
agree.
different from like what they've tried else.
Oh, this is bad. Oh, he's stealth. I'm bad. How come I always get hooked there?
Invisible hook too.
Invisible knockup. That sounds like a tag on that 6-digit site. I really like this laning out a tree though. He's putting down some damage. Last week we saw some Zyra out of him and it wasn't quite as impactful as I was hoping it would be. But like Zyra, if she gets rolling, the damage output from like long range safety that she puts out, it can be really, really hard to lane against. Very different than obviously the playmaking we were seeing in the last game. But there it is. Welcome to Hook City, you dumb little rat. But Lazy, smartly, he's gonna turn. He's gonna burn a tree. First blood. Lazy holds onto his life with 3 Summoner's Burn, but I don't think they're done here. Lazy putting out so much damage. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Thunder taking a ton of minion damage here into a knockup. Good trade from Dan. But regardless, Ding Dong Dao on the Christmas tree.
And Splinter looking at the dragon area.
It's not up for him, but he could be looking for an early gank here. 30 Master Splinter waiting in the wings, and here it comes.
There's no flash. They know there's no flash. Lazy.
Yeah.
What are
He's
you?
also dead.
Yeah, flash from Splinter, gets the burn from the jungle, and it's just quite not enough.
Oh, wow, that hurts for Splinter.
You know Master Splinter's real upset about that one.
Oh, no, that's bad. And that's the kind of stuff Splinter excels at, man. When the summoners aren't there, he knows when he can just walk up and get a kill. And just like that, everything that was good about this bot lane for Flex Panther is off the table.
Yeah, and awkward. An awkward 2 tower shots onto Mr. Tuesday gonna make him have to reset.
Yeah, one thing to watch for in this mid lane is a big advantage for Bestis one already. Like you were saying, weak early laning for the Swain is coming through here. Although he's trying his little bird Bestis. As a Thunder, he has no health.
Yeah, but SPL Bad Boy low on mana, but oh my goodness! Solo kill! Thundercon thought he wanted it, but he thought wrong.
I mean, that's just inexcusable, man. Like, there's no sugarcoating it. You were this guy in the MVP conversation. You can't do things like that with your season on the line. Like, you had no health. You were taking creep damage. Like, how you had so many options to back out defensively there that you didn't take. It is just clearly he is so far. His head is so far up his own ass at this point because he's scared of how the series is going. I mean, just an all-time choke job at the top lane for Thunder. And it's so disappointing because, like, we've seen him play so well as recently as the entire series last week.
Yeah, but the pressure mounting, down 2 games. Life's on the line. And it's just all falling apart. Tank Axe exploded.
Running in, Lazy Lass. Why are you the front line? That's not how this is supposed to go. 4-1 in favor of High Expectations with the double kill on the Gragas.
And oh no, this game is just off the rails.
Oh man, this one. I mean, they might just already be out of this mentally. Maybe this team doesn't see a way back from 2-0, and they're making horrific mistakes here.
It's not looking good. I mean, they had it looked promising at first. They had the first blood on the bot lane, but it stopped there.
And Thunder, he's trying to force.
He might get this.
I think he wins this.
Yeah, that was big. He needed to turn the tide there. This team needs something to start going right.
Yeah, and that was against Cho'Gath with Thornmail or Bramblebest.
Yeah,
components to Thornmail. I mean, that's a pretty big item to be able to overcome this early in the game.
Yeah, and very, very relevant here. Like that is absolutely huge. That's exactly what this team needed to have because.
Oh, and he's gonna pick up so many plays. This will be a 3rd play, easy for Trundle.
That's a huge.
Yeah, SPL Bad Boy not TPing back, and just all of a sudden, a nice fat stack of gold infused into the Kunth's wallets.
Okay. Oh, well, we do see a fight here. No flash on the rat, and he's trying to do the fancy footwork, but they're not fancy enough. Easy CC chain. Splinter with his second.
Yeah, seconds. Right seconds on that flash.
The tree has to be careful here. He is dive bait right now.
I don't think any of those members can really tank the turret.
Blitzcrank can. Passive is really effective for it. But either way, just
super risky with him.
Very, very risky. Yeah, very risky. Especially they did not have any eyes on Tank Axe. But
and speaking of Tank Axe, has there been eyes on Tank Axe this series? Has he had like a single good gank in 3 games?
I mean, he got kills early in the Warwick game.
The Warwick game, no, the Warwick game did not go well for him at all.
He was a benefactor of the game state early. He was worse than that. It's unfortunate because obviously we'll make the jokes about putting Salvo in here, but like he had such a good regular season that this disappointing of a finals so far is really disappointing. That trade goes a lot worse.
Oh no, Tank Axe finds himself in a bad situation here, but a nice flash slingshot to safety.
Bro, that was like fighting game inputs.
Yeah. That was wild. That man was out of here. He wanted none of that.
But yeah, Splinter has just absolutely manhandled him in the jungle match. I mean, Splinter, you know, he had some inconsistent games in the regular season. I think they were feeling confident as they were approaching locking the 1 seed up. But I was big on the Splinter train even after last season and how it ended. I heard some slander. Jesus, lazy Laz. Just heard some people saying some things about Splinter that I do not think lined up with the way he played last season.
Blatantly disrespectful.
And he's proving it. And Fastest One is proving that if you're Gragas, you can walk into people and they'll probably die. Oh, maybe.
Oh no, she is very dead.
Run away, Caden. Oh yeah.
Oh, he blew flash for that.
He's buying plenty of time, baby. He's going to execute City train.
I think Gragas catches up.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Oh.
But, Lazy somehow gets caught on the other side of this. He's going to flash. He's still going to lose his life. 30 is finally on the board. Take extra stalling some time here. Is Renai. This is your chance if you're going to get into this game. He has to clean this one. He's got 1. Going for the lower health target. Needs to get a 2nd. But that is a fast robot. And beep, boop, fuck you, says Blitzcrank.
Yeah, Tree off screen, getting the execute. Managed to successfully escape the fat man.
Splinter,
It's time for Master Splinter. He's 303 right now. He's gonna get plates.
Yeah, man, that's huge. He's Kazakhs. Like, there are not many better junglers, but can Lazy get anything here? He's gonna whiff the E. He's gonna try. Yeah, he's not. He needed that needle lance.
Yeah. It is. Oh boy. Master Splinter, exactly where he wants to be. The driver's seat of the bus. And that Kazakhs is going to hit like a bus. Oh.
Bro, does anyone in chat know when Wes's wife is supposed to go into labor? Is there like a chance that
there is a non-zero chance?
I think her due date is literally next week. I think it's next week.
Yeah, it is next week.
What I heard.
Which is why we did not.
I'm just wondering if they had any early warning signs. I don't know. Is that like a server where like an orange light comes on to be like, yo, this thing might pop out early? Like, can you put a thermometer there, like a turkey, to like know that it might be done sooner than you thought?
I don't know.
Is there just a chance that they were like, yo, Wes, you might have to drop this series in the middle? So he's like, I'll hard carry in 3-0.
For all the women watching, I apologize for their lack of a basic anatomy knowledge here.
No, I apologize as well. I've actually never cooked a turkey before. So we got high expectations. Total control of the pit. It's going to be a 2nd dragon here at the 13-minute mark, ending a disaster.
Oh, no!
There is a disaster, but not that kind. 30 with his 2nd. It's the Portal combat, and we...
Low-key, 30 is really fucking feeling himself. He's having like the best game of his season right now. This man's hooking like crazy.
How many hooks has the stream alone caught?
Yeah, all right, Thunder, you got Ignite. Cool, you're going to get another kill. You're not even going to
No, he's not.
Oh, and meanwhile...
But you know who is? Splinter. Master Splinter. Oh, never mind, Mr. Tuesday.
Tuesday's going to steal it, but 30... Oh, Hook City, baby. And you're going to pass this one. Who do they pass it over to? Splinter's totally stealing this.
Oh, he
did! He fucks it up! And 30's spamming the laugh. I mean, we're approaching, like, early FF territory. And...
Yeah, your solo queue game team is already done.
Oh, your solo queue team's tilted as shit right now. Like,
it's funny because Lazy's in chat saying, "Don't hold me hostage, fucking enter Swain," and Blab is literally going, I hate that Riot makes me FF these games just because 4 people said yes." It's so on brand. Oh man, but 5,000 gold at 15 minutes. I mean, there is.
SPL bad boy on the wrong end this time. 3 members will come up.
Gragas is coming, and I think he's gonna go in. Oh,
no way. There's 4 people here.
Kazakhs is there.
There's 4 though.
He's stalling. He wants them to chase.
Oh my god, he's thinking about it, but he does not want to be there. Yeah.
No,
now he does.
Although that's a huge whip on the ult from the Gragas, and that's gonna stop anything from happening. But Tuesday makes it happen anyways. 3rd kill on the Jinx. And man, there's just not a single thing you can point to for Flex Panther is the thing that's going good. Like, maybe you say, like, oh, there's a little bit of a gold advantage for Thunder, but
Thunder's
like,
looking...
you're the Ignite top lane. That's not enough. You needed to be up more.
Yeah, Thundercard's looking pretty good, but like that's like the only thing that's going for 30, taking a couple tower shots here. But Thunder, you're not safe underneath this tower. High Expectations has your number, and they're gonna find 30 as well as, oh my goodness.
Yeah, 5 kills in the blink of an eye for Mr. Tuesday, and it's feeling like we're gonna have plenty of time to talk about the legacy implications of this game while the game is going. But my God, I mean, I said it after the draft. I said anything less than winning a championship with this roster would be a failure, and they've delivered.
They are delivering, and then some. First place at the end of the regular season, straight to the finals. 2 fairly confident games, and so far a very dominant third.
Yeah, and if anything, I think the regular season record undersells how good they were. The fact that they felt in control from week 0 to week 6. Like, obviously the final score was a little closer, but it always felt like we always felt like this team would shift into another gear at some point. And we got so excited because Flex Panther did that last week. Like, they shifted up a gear for the playoffs, and we thought that would make this a close series. We didn't consider enough. Like, hey, what if Flex Panther just shifts up for playoffs too? And that's been the result today. Just dominance across the board. And why not go land another hook?
Got it.
Yeah.
They're passing everything over to Tuesday at this point.
Yeah, 30 having, which is an extraordinarily excellent game for the last... What could be the last game of the season. Hooks landing left and right. No one is safe. He's more than happy to even hook the Zac here. The Zac and Trundle, they're all so squishy when this high expectation squad is so big.
Wow.
And just something to point out is, like, this whole time, Greg is just hammering away at bot lane. Oh, hey there, camera, thanks. Like, that timing. Like, the double TPs, like... How are they? How do you compete with this bat pressure here?
Dude, you can't do anything to this Gragas. What are you doing? Look at that. Look at how many spells have landed.
And Tuesday's gonna just kill tree. Oh, good flash out of the Jinx ult, I guess. And I'm so happy for 30, man. Like, for the people that weren't around back in the day, you see him now where he's an okay to good support player. You just do not understand what a winning player 30 was for the entirety of the original SPL. Like, he just made every player you could interact with better. He was a brilliant tactician inside the game. They're gonna get this nonsense kill. They're not even gonna get this kill.
No,
he's gonna just walk out.
Gone.
No, his team's there. He's bait.
Yeah.
Splinter's gonna come in and get all 3 of these.
Yeah.
He's like pissed. He's like, get the fuck off of his 45 KDA, motherfuckers. Whole team bailing out the numbers. Splinter flashing forward, trying to get the E. But there we go. Yet another hook. Yet another pass over. I'm sure Tuesday will steal this one too. Tuesday, good mechanics on these kills, by the way. He knows when to stop autoing to make sure he gets it.
Yeah. Fucking.
But back to the 30. I'm so happy that, like, he's having such an impact in this game too, where all of these years where he did so many things right and was just so unlucky with teams falling apart in the wrong places or just not quite getting good enough drafts, that this guy is finally going to cross his name off the no SBLs list, and he's going to do it by actually having a high impact game. Like, he's one of the drivers of why this game...
I would argue he's, like, honestly the biggest driver in this game. Like,
yeah, I think it's him and Wes.
Yeah, it is definitely him and Wes.
And that's really special. And pending the craziest next 3 hours of my life, I'm really, really happy for him because
dude, yeah.
He absolutely deserves to be an SPL champion. He I cannot put into words how much I respect the way he played League of Legends back in the day.
Yeah,
And obviously got good enough to play League of Legends back with us all now.
I was gonna say, yeah, and this is someone who still plays good League of Legends now. He's having a great game right now, like, and just, yeah, it's fucking exciting to see that, man. Like, for all we saw, like, Harp and everything, like, SPL wins feel good, man, and like getting your first one is something special.
Yep.
You think 30's gonna get emotional, or he's just gonna be like in league chat on Discord like Lamau nice?
I think he gets emotional.
I think he's gonna be about nice.
That's awesome. Switch way. All right, you gotta split the vote.
I think he's gonna go Lamau nice. I think he's different than me. If I'm in this game, I'm sobbing. I might be sobbing like a baby already. Just fucking ugly tears as I'm like, we show them up there. It would not be good. And thank God it's not happening.
Yeah, something I want to point out. Yeah, something Salvo brought up, which is also huge, is that he's doing this on a redemption pick, where the last time he picked this, apparently, he landed 2 pulls in a 30-minute game. Now, that might be some exaggeration, but I do remember the last time he picked this, him not having a good game at all.
Dude, was it a playoff game? Was it like a playoff clinching loss?
I don't know if it was a playoff clinching loss, but I do know it was like, it was in the playoff. I don't know if it was like a guaranteed, you know, it was like.
I don't know. I want to say it's one of the last 2 years, and I vaguely remember this because like back in the day, 30 was a huge not player, and like he was known for being on point with all his hooks.
Yeah, and then he just did not have an impactful blitz game, but this time, the impact is there. As we see High Expectations moving on to the Baron. Just one more objective in between them and greatness. Pulling off, though, it's time. Flex Panther tank X. Oh, but oh my god, a massive Zyra ult from the Xmas tree.
And actually really good out of Renat circulation, too.
Just absolutely crazy. They're going to clean up. Renat circulation picking up one. Lazy Guy's getting Bad Boy. Mr. Tuesday going down. That's another one. That's a shutdown. We're getting so far ahead, but Master Splinter comes in. He's also going to go down.
Oh, man. You got to be kidding me. There's not...
And that's just one. He's trying to find his way. He does manage to pick up a ride, but at what cost? Down he goes as well. A shutdown. It is a 3 for 4. As Flex Panther, 22 minutes in the game, showing a sign, a breath of life.
And this is where, if I'm in 30's shoes, I've stopped crying and I've started going, oh no, this is the start of my greatest nightmare. That was like a really huge, I mean, they're still down like a mile and a half. But like that was a huge gold swing with a bunch of shutdowns.
That's the play when you're dicking, like, cause you know they're getting a hypey. That's the kind of play that happens, and you go, oh fuck, like we could lose this game still. Okay, everybody, buckle down.
Yeah,
Like we gotta
down.
Clean it up.
We'll actually set up for this Soul.
Yeah, set up for Soul here.
Yeah, we got 1 miracle fight out of Flex Panther. Can we get 2? Watch the cooldown on 30. 30, I mean, he's playing this so far forward. Remember, they need to... Flex Panther needs to pick the fight here. They will lose the smite off to the Cho'Gath. We see Zach kind of looking at the bottom here, looking at a flank. Somebody's got to be the go man. This dragon's going down fast. I think they're doing this too slow. Tree's really far out.
Zach's pulling the trigger.
This fight, but Zach is going in. Red Dragon secured by Master Splinter, the GOAT. Now Renai trying to get in there. There is some decent damage coming out, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to split. These are
Lazy Lash is doing so much damage.
Oh my god, the Splinter is looking for executes, but Renai cannot quite get onto this Jinx. No one can quite get onto this Jinx. And that's a double kill. And now finally Lazy comes out of stealth. He is going to try to and succeed in getting... No, he's not going to succeed.
Yeah, Soul secured. 2 for 4. Sorry, 3 for 4. This time in favor of High Expectations.
And these fights, they have to make things so painful for Thunder and Renai, who, if this game hadn't gone so out of whack, like you can see the idea of this comp. But now Thunder is in no man's land, and why not give over Baron Nashor one last time? Actually, he's going to force a flash. Still tankier than I thought he would be. But there's the CC chain. They're not going to get Tuesday. Best is going to get his 4th of the game. And now this will be big Baron pressure. So do they try to steal it? I mean,
you
they're
go
going
for the
it.
steal every time. You go for the steal
And
every single
but
time.
30, they don't do it well enough, and 30 zones an entire team off, continuing his great game here. And now it is back up to that 7,000 gold lead. Dragon Soul, Baron Nashor, some low health towers, some big waves. And an easy closeout is on the menu here for High Expectations. But it's not over yet.
Not yet. Not until that Nexus explodes. There is still a chance for Flex Panther to win this game and become SPL champions, but it is a uphill road the entire way.
It's a mountain. You are
it's a
climbing
mountain.
Mount Everest.
And oh no. And that mountain has teeth. Cho'Gath chopping on Tank Axe, Thundercut going down as well. Mixtry shortly behind. Renai's gonna run in, but what can his team do at this point? Actually, oh my goodness, he's trucking through them.
Ooh,
Lazy Laz and Renai doing so much damage.
Penta, come on, Renai, go.
Oh my god, the exploding cask almost finishing the job. Lazy Laz, sub 100 health. But the base once again in shambles. We've seen this scenario before.
Unfortunate for Tank Axe that this game does not end, because that means I think he is going to hit 10 deaths this game. Oh, it could happen right now.
Wow, Master Splinter getting a little greedy, getting locked up here. He saw it, and he will be punished.
I mean, the gold is on the rightest spots that they could possibly have, right? I mean, like, there are big shutdowns going towards...
I mean, it's... Lazy picked up a shitload of gold there.
They have some good damage if this goes late. Unfortunately, they don't have a teleport. Like, that's a pretty rough issue to overcome in a late game scenario. But we'll see.
Yeah, Elder just over 2 minutes. Baron not for close to 4. So, objectives off the table. The only thing is this...
Renai is really far away, and like, they're...
Thunder down once again here. Chomp, chomp.
What are you pushing that far for, man?
Desperation.
He got Hullbreaker, and he thinks he's invincible.
That's tough, dog.
Seen this in solo queue once or twice.
So everyone's taking the Hex Gates. They want to get control of this red side, control this final lane, try to execute this one.
Yeah, and this is going to be a perilous... He just... Oh my god! Just absolutely deleted. There was a team there, but no longer.
Yeah, still pushing forward here. Renai is the only thing standing between High Expectations, and he is finally ready to stop being a KDA player, but it is not going to matter. Puts out some nice damage chart numbers, but no kill pressure. That is supers in all 3 waves. High Expectations, they want to close this out. Don't just beat them, humiliate them with a 3-0 with 31 kills on the board. And we said it would be a failure if this team finished any less than this. And for once, a team has met them. High Expectations are the SPL champions. It's so much less dramatic when...
Dude, it's...
You see it coming for 20 minutes like that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to, we don't need to talk about the drama. We talked about drama for the last 20 minutes. I want to talk about dominance and how happy I am for everyone in High Expectations who all 5 players on this team stepped up and played well today. I think all 5 of them, even Dan, obviously Dan's taken a lot of heat for how poorly a lot of his lanes have gone. Dan was significantly less, he was significantly more instrumental in winning League of Legends tonight than he was all regular season. Tuesday looks like the best AD carry in the SPL. Splinter looks like the GOAT. 30's playing good. Best this one. We're not even talking about best this one because mid lane was kind of the only competitive point on the map. I mean, just what an incredible series from all 5 players. They should all be so proud.
Yeah, every single one of them deserves this fucking win. They played their goddamn hearts out. They played good League of Legends tonight. They played really good League of Legends tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't agree any more than insane games out of high expectations every single time.
And just like that, that is one more SPL season in the history books.
1 second. I'm just checking in with one of the players on something.
Uh-huh.
User joined your channel.
And so we are not planning to do a full team interview. As you all may remember, we did those back in the day. We have not done those since the SBL came back. But I did want to both break expectations, as well as literally what I told my co-casters we were going to do, because my bad. 30, I did just want to pull you in real quick. It's been 10 years. You have been on a lot of winning teams, but never the one that's gone all the way. How does it feel to finally be an SBL champion?
Feels really fucking good. That's all.
Dude, you did it, man.
Did you listen to that cast at all, 30?
At the end? Yeah, a little bit.
We were taking bets on whether you were going to be
middle.
crying or you were going to say
If you were to be
Lamau
emotional
nice.
or just like Lamau nice. Yeah.
I think we got the Lamau nice.
I hear some emotions in his
I would
voice.
say I heard a little crack in there. That man's
how many-
emotional.
How many SBL
I'm
finals
trying
has
not to
30
cry.
been to?
Huh?
How many SBL finals have you been to?
I don't know. I forget every game I play after.
Not this one.
Not forgetting this one though.
You did on fucking Blitzcrank, man.
Dude,
You fucking
4 and 20.
humiliated him on Blitzcrank. 4 and 20. I didn't even
Hell
know.
yeah.
Yeah. Yo, I noticed.
Oh, fucking yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. I'm just really happy.
That sounds like emotion to me.
Oh yeah.
And I'm really happy for you. I said it
Seriously.
on
Yeah.
the stream. There are not no saying there are a few players would be wrong. There is no player who deserves to win the SBL as much as 30, and I'm so happy for you, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, dude. You guys fucking. You, the rest of High Expectations, like, we've said it a bunch on the cast, but, like, yeah, it's all you got. Good fucking work, all of you guys. And, like, glad you all played. And, man, 30, I'm glad. I'm so glad you got to fucking pick up a win, dude. It's been way overdue, so.
Yeah. Well, shout out to the team, dude. They hard carried. They're so good. Especially Dan. He's a first time winner too.
Yeah, dude, Dan also picking up
popped
a
off.
win. Yeah. 2 new SBL champions and a couple other players who are familiar with the role but haven't tasted a win in a while. So
Yeah, to best this one, getting his back-to-back win. Only player on that team. One
yeah,
from last
Master
season.
Splinter picking up his first win of the new era.
Picking up my first win of any era.
Hell yeah, dude.
Let's fucking go, dude.
Yeah, dude. Congrats.
I was screaming so hard on some of those polls, and at the end, dude. Sorry to my neighbors. Sorry to my girlfriend behind me.
Fucking neighbors. Well, gentlemen, we have all 3 of the SBL commissioners here in one place. I guess to wrap things up, it's been this 10th anniversary. I still can't believe this league has been going for 10 years.
Dude,
Man.
it's
This is
insane.
fucking crazy. Thank you to everyone. We had viewers were popping off in the playoffs and popping off all season. We were averaging around 50 for most of the night, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty good. Normally viewers go down for the playoffs and they've gone up. I know we have multiple watch parties in this city alone, which is pretty exciting. I just thank you to everyone who's been a part of this silly little league we run. This was a really fun season with a really fitting champion. I'm really excited that this has been going for so long. And Thrifty, shout out to Thrifty Senpai, who could not be here tonight because his team was kill while he was out of the country. that allowed him to be here in the caster's booth. I can't thank you enough. The SBL would not still be here if you didn't want to take this over. And is you have the literal only two people in the world that know how much more time and effort goes into all of this than people think. I cannot tell you enough how much I appreciate you doing this, keeping this silly little thing alive. So thank you to everyone involved, and especially you. Any closing thoughts, my friend?
I am fucking floored at this, guys. Every year, I fucking love the SBL. I love all of you guys. I'm so glad that we're still doing this. And just what an awesome season. Thanks everyone. Like, we run this and then we take a lot of effort, and we all run this like, and a whole bunch of people put a lot of effort in this, but like we also can't make this happen without like all of you guys, the players. So like seriously, shout outs to all of you guys. The SBL will return in 2024.
Bro, you gotta have a sick fucking like slideshow ready to announce that. Shit.
It's fucking no. We'll see you.
Which is coming back in 2
But
months.
the best, we have. Wait, you have an announcement to make? Well, that's like, but
It's not an announcement. Everyone knows Baddy Smash.
Yeah, Baddy. That's it. We'll have Baddy Smash back for the next one. Yeah, here's to more Baddy leagues. Like,
are we getting Baddy Street Fighter coming out?
Maybe.
Anybody?
We'll see.
I'm gonna fucking go do a podcast about how much I hate you people.
But yeah. Oh man, but yeah. We'll have the charity event in November as well. Stick around, guys, and we'll have some great things.
Before we go, 30, do you want to say the words one last time?
Cut the stream!